quality options again. So VODs are only ever going to hear the last versions of these attempts. For those of you who are live and who can have the bandwidth to handle the stream at its normal quality, this is probably very strange and annoying, but we'll do our best. And as soon as we get the quality options, hooray, there they are. We can get on with it. So I would like to start with a very special thank you to the company Ion Lands. They are a Berlin company, and they've made a game called Cloudpunk, which is the game that I'll be playing tonight. In fact, I will load it up right now that I know that it's ready to go. Oh, Jesus, I forgot to do something. That's fine. I will not need to do that tonight. Well, I'll do it tonight, but not on stream. And before I start, I know normally I try and do about 10 minutes. Also, it looks like the game might be a little loud. Maybe not. If you're in chat and you feel like speaking up, yeah, it does look a little loud. I like it loud, but perhaps some of you might appreciate... Oh, bless their hearts. Okay. So I'm going to make a guess here that this is a game-to-voice volume that works for everyone. We will be hitting new games, so I did continue game basically to just make sure that nothing weird happened. So, okay, let me get a few things out of the way, and I'm going to type up something really quick on my work laptop. Okay. Sorry about that. So I would like to say a very special thank you to the team that made this game, Ion Lands, for two reasons. So number one, maybe I'll tell you who they are. They're a Berlin-based company. They've got 2 games on Steam. I'm not familiar with either of them, including Cloudpunk to a certain extent. So they made a game called Phoning Home in 2017. I have no idea how successful it was. It's rather well reviewed. Well, okay. The box reviews are very good. That's usually, I mean, it kind of, I suppose that's kind of to be expected. In terms of Metacritic, 61, mostly positive on Steam, but you know how much I dislike the Steam review system. I suppose the best that I could say is that I tend to like looking for this sort of stuff, because usually what that will indicate, especially when it's a sort of a team that has either an established track record through other companies, or there's a few other tendencies that you can look for. It's a little bit less about looking for a certain Steam review or a certain Metacritic. It's a little bit more about looking for whether or not there are strong feelings about the game. So, what do I mean by strong feelings? Because there's some rather interesting reviews. Where was it? Ah yes, from Street Halo with 12.6 hours in the game. You play a perpetually bored-sounding strong female protag who thinks that she's better than everyone else while trying to find a place to park. $1,000, the devs block people on Twitter for a hobby and pose for pics with mouths gape. It's really pretty to look at, though. 5 out of 10. That was a not recommended review. So clearly, Street Halo has some problems with women, but they got 12 hours worth of 12 hours out of Cloudpunk. They do not have their games publicly listed. They seem to own 250 of them in the on Steam, and they are a member of the group Waifu Hunter. So there you go. On the other hand, you have sort of reviews like Gorgeous Experience, lots of great dialogue and interesting story. Your choices don't really matter much, and there's very little point to having an inventory selling stuff in this game, but it's such a fun experience to just coast through and soak in the cyberpunk, and the voice acting is amazing, especially the protagonist. This is from a user called Coyote with 11.4 hours in the game, so they got a little bit less than our friend Street Halo. But in this particular case, we're finally starting to narrow in on a few of the qualities of this game, which attracted me to it. As we sort of said on Monday, it's going to be a time where people are feeling kind of stressed out. And one thing I have been trying to do, especially during lockdown, has been to stop buying so many games. But it's difficult because, on the other hand, I want to show games, and particularly I want to show games that are either doing something interesting or I think you folks might enjoy. And so, Cloudpunk is definitely a very interesting looking game, but it's also one of these things where it was like, well, do I have the time to, do I have the time to stream it and whatnot? And so, I sort of passed by without comment. And then I was thinking a little bit, it's like, I did a political game in 2016, and that was probably not a really great decision because essentially the stream became counseling for 3 hours. And so I was looking through a service that I go on for keys, and here's the reason why I'm really happy that Ionlands gave this to me, and why I'm actually very grateful they did. This game came out on April 23rd. It looks like it's a fairly successful game, so it's got 4,111 reviews on Steam. It's definitely not that expensive of a game. It's $21.99 Canadian. And I've noticed actually a lot of my friends want this game, but haven't bought it. And I think that's kind of a fate that a lot of games are suffering on Steam right now. But the fact of the matter is this. I have been running into a lot of cases now where people who used to have sort of time to talk to me and send out keys are suddenly becoming very difficult to reach because it looks like concurrent views sort of dropped recently. I get that when you look at metrics, particularly for Twitch streamers, I'm not that attractive to look at right now, particularly doing things like the vodcasts, which they're good on YouTube, but they're maybe not so good on Twitch. And there are consequences for doing that, but I don't want to be somebody who's just, I already really like data, but I don't want to be someone who's like numbers driven. But the fact of the matter is, I'm not necessarily doing Ionlands any favors by covering this game. The game's been out for a while. It seems likely that a bunch of people are going to wishlist and wait until, it's some absurdly low discount to buy it. And the number of people who may see this could potentially be very low. So I don't take it for granted that, I'm hi, I'm System Chalk, I stream games, you owe me a free key. I actually really appreciate them doing this because it was something that I thought would be really appropriate for the moment. But I also rather expected I wouldn't be seeing anything from. Again, if the game-to-voice volume is off, please let me know. And so, with all of that in mind, I wanted to say a special thank you to Ionlands, but I also wanted to direct you to their Steam page, particularly for Cloudpunk, which is the game I am playing. Because, I picked this game and I was hoping to be able to cover this game because I think it might be something that you guys could use right now. It did also get a recent update where you can look through the cockpit. Hey, The Exception! Thank you very much for the sub. It's one thing for me to be able to provide some material for you to watch. Particularly if you are looking for... It's a rare game that's able to give the subscription button a run for its money. The Exception, thank you very much for the sub. Is the game-to-voice volume all right, or do I need to lower the audio for the game a little bit too? That's 32 months. That is incredible. Thank you so much. It's one thing... I think sometimes it's nice to be able to just have me talk over sort of a relaxing and beautiful game. But again, because now's not a bad time to get some things that'll relax you or maybe let you fall into a fantasy. Seems fine to you, and thanks for the content. No, thank you very much. The Exception. Content's free, but I really appreciate it when people go that extra step and help support me doing what I do. I also love it when you use the emotes. So anyways, I'm getting close to the sort of the 10-minute lead-in time, and I do need to provide The Exception that content that he's looking for. But I just wanted to say here, I am actually very happy that Ionlands gave it to me. Obviously, I am giving you the link and saying maybe you should consider buying this. You should probably know that I was given this key for promotional purposes. But the reason I asked for it, even though as far as I was concerned, it was a very remote chance. I actually think this is the sort of thing that might be well tuned to the moment. And so, if you think that this is something that's up for you, consider buying it, consider wishlisting it, consider telling other people about it, because obviously these sorts of things that we might like or are interested in are obviously not going to continue to be made unless they get support. One other thing I want to say really quickly, so it looks like this game's made in Unity. One thing, I believe the default Unity settings are such that if you tab out of the game, sort of the game gets frozen. I'm not crazy about that fact. Thank you so much, Miles 527. It's a great sounding game, at least from the title screen, but it's I don't want to get completely drowned out. I actually rather wait, especially for streaming purposes. I love it when people actually disable that, because I'm able to sort of have something on the screen while I'm still interacting with you folks. So very thoughtful developer on that front. Okay, new game. Yes, because we are going to be at the very introduction. Anyway, let's see where we're at. No reverse? Oh, no, yeah, you slowly reverse. Okay.
Control, come in. This is... Wait, is this channel receiving me?
Driver 14FC, this is Control. We read you. Is that you, Carmine?
No, my name is Rania.
Oh, you're the new kid.
I'm the new driver, yeah. Who is Carmine?
He was driver 14FB.
What happened to him?
He retired last month.
Good for him.
Not really. He was in the big Sector 6 crash last week. Lots of people got retired. Don't worry, you won't be flying through that section for hours yet.
Where do I go now?
Well, how are you handling your Hava?
Okay, I guess.
I read your references. You're a good driver.
Oh, I don't think about that.
Navigating a Hava around Navalis isn't like driving your flat country roads back home. Now, this city goes down 100 miles and up 1,000. Remember, you're not driving an old internal combustion engine. You'll need to engage your vertical repulsors or find one of the car lifts. Fly to headquarters. I'll give you more instructions when you arrive.
Thanks, Control.
One more thing, 14FC. Welcome to Cloudpunk.
So, kind of like I was hoping, it's definitely fun to just kind of float around this. So, while we're in the introductory period, you know what? I bet this game's a bit louder than it needs to be. Would it be fair to say that I'm getting drowned out, or should I keep the volume where it's at? I should probably keep talking while I do that. Maybe I'll keep running through, but I think the addition of the street noises is probably drowning me out a bit. Yeah, so the first thing that I was sort of attracted to was this idea of being able to sort of fly around an environment like this. So from what I understand, this is basically an adventure game, which is already interesting on its own. But there is definitely something very nice about being able to just kind of go into an environment, sort of run around. Background noise is a little loud. Your sound is good? Okay, cool. Yeah, basically just being able to kind of relax and take in the sights. If you have a beautiful game like this, there's actually a game that I'm looking forward to called Transmission. I'm not quite sure when that's due to come out, but you know what? Oh, I had a way out there already. But yeah, so, one thing that sort of really I was kind of hoping for out of this, and the thing that I was kind of working for, is I obviously talk a lot over games. I don't necessarily think this is a bad thing, but obviously it it's less suited for a game like, say, Mass Effect, where there's a lot of dialogue going on, and I need to sort of put the game on hold, and there's not necessarily that much for me to see while I'm doing it. Oh, while I'm talking. But in the case of this sort of a game, I can talk about things like, hey, here's why I was interested in this, and kind of go over the details. Now, I will admit, I was not expecting to be able to go on my feet. Yeah, it's actually kind of neat. Like, I almost imagine that this is what Industries of Titan looks like. When you're on the ground. Anyways, let's go into the HQ and see what's going on.
FC, this is going to the Marrow.
Where's that?
Pretty low in the city superstructure. I'll give you a waypoint on your navcom to help you find it. Be careful down there. It's busy, and it's a maze. Not exactly the rich part of town. The kind of place where you wipe your feet on the way out.
Okay.
Carmenus was a great driver. You got big boots to fill. He flew delivery for over 10 years,
How about the driver before him?
14 FA? Lasted one night. Most drivers only last one night.
They quit the job?
One way or another, yeah. You seem like a nice kid, 14 FC. I hope you make it. Don't get lost down there in the Marrow.
I'll try. What's in the package?
2 rules, kid. Don't miss a delivery, and don't ask what's in the package. Everything else is just guidelines.
This is kind of fun. It's obviously being able to do a, delivery in a car like this, and the pace being a little slower. I hesitate to make this connection, but this makes me think a little bit of YT from Neil Stephenson's Snow Crash. Oops! Hey, maniac!
Remembered I didn't talk to you about the Ascenders.
I think I know how they work, Control.
You do?
They go up and also down, right?
Yeah, that's about it. You know why?
No.
It's about vert ceilings.
Not those again.
Say again, 14 FC.
Sorry, just making a kind of joke. Go ahead, Control.
Havas are tuned to a vertical field frequency based on the layer of the city they're in. That field locks you to a maximum and minimum altitude. That's why you need the ascenters. They take you up or down the layer, and as they carry you, they reset your Havas field frequency. They reset the vertical ceiling and floor.
But Havas fly just fine outside Novalis without...
Oh, we'll never know what the statement was.
Vert fields.
That's true. Your Hava will fly fine in areas without the fields. Even in old ruined parts of the city that are off the grid. But the grid holds everything together in the city. Tracks you, gives you access to the nets, the comm, the mapping systems, the reserve power if your engine stalls.
And it stops us just flying straight up to the spire too, right?
That's right, kid. The CEOs don't want you flying up and looking in their windows. They prefer their privacy.
I guess we don't get many jobs up there anyway.
You might be surprised, kid.
Alright, so I'm guessing the P on the sort of the map is going to be the closest parking spot I can find. So what are your first impressions of this? I'm actually quite intrigued. So obviously, I mean, you can look at a trailer and know that this game looks really good. Oh, neat. So it doesn't matter what slot I go into. It would have been... I wonder if there was a conscious decision here. So if I, so I can kind of imagine, like, wanting to get the best parking spot so that I can, I have a shorter distance for the delivery. I wonder if that was a conscious decision to just pop me out at the earliest spot, or if there's some other reason. I mean, it might be that they got some feedback saying that people didn't like going the long way.
Oh, thank God. This will change everything. Where do I sign?
Right here, Mr. Carva.
Please, call me Erwin. It's from my parents. They died, you know. Cora only knows what caused the crash. I'm sure they saved their whole life to give this to me. I thought it would be in cash. Limbs. But my neighbor said they'd probably leave me pressed gold. That way, you don't pay so much city tax on the transfers. Can I take that now?
Sure, here you go. Who is Cora?
It's just an expression. You want to see what's inside? I can maybe give you a tip if it's limbs. Not every day you see someone become rich in front of your eyes, right? Just think. I can finally get the eye surgery I need. 2 augments. No expense spared. I can hardly read the holocrons these days. It's all just a blur. Let's see. Just rip here and... Oh.
What is it? Gold?
It's... old toys. My ship models. The R7 ICBM and Sputnik. The NASA shuttles. The UN Interplanetary 101. Why did they send these? It must be some kind of code.
There's a note, right?
Yeah, let's see.
It is, yes, Louis.
Dear Erwin,
Welcome, by the way.
we know these toys were important to you at one time. We need to sell the apartment, but your father has a scheme. It seems risky, but if all goes well, this will arrive just before we land at the colonies. We're going to the stars, just like we always dreamed. I know it's hard out there, but if we keep our heads down, we can start sending you money for the operations. More than enough money. Just hold on, honey. Everything's going to be okay.
Sorry. I should go.
Yeah, I guess so.
They're definitely leaning into the really grim parts of science or of cyberpunk. So obviously, your first hint of the stratification comes from the fact that there's a. Oop, what does Control want?
Good job, kid. I looked into your profile. It says you came from the Eastern Peninsula. Heard it's nice there. What made you want to come slumming with us in Nivalis?
It's the biggest city in the world. I wanted to make an impression.
It's not easy to break out in Nivalis, kid. Making it here is like trying to paint on the surface of a river. The current of people and ideas and the crowds, they wash everything away.
I'll make it.
Sure you will, kid. Just try making it through tonight first. We need you to head up to the Mercantile District. You're moving up in the world.
What's the job?
Same as always. Take a package from A to B without too many questions. A is a warehouse. B is a penthouse. Transmitting nav points now. And remember, don't let them look down on you, kid. The merchants are as far from the clouds as they are from the gutter.
Okay, Control. On my way.
There's really nice little bits of writing inside of this, from the warehouse to the penthouse and whatnot. But yeah, so we got the first indication of the, sort of the stratification of the city when he's talking about sort of an upper bound on the technology that keeps you from being able to hit the highest levels. But then, of course, you've got that really grim moment of this guy who's finally expecting to get enough money for operations.
Load Hova AI.
Got his toys
Load
instead.
assistant. Load computer. Helper.
Do you want to activate the generic automata?
Yes, that's the one.
Automata now available in generic limited mode. How can I help you today, sir?
Not sir.
Nice.
My name is Rania.
How can I help you today, Mr. Rania?
I'm not a mister. Update my profile, please.
Profile changes are locked in the trial generic automata. Would you like to upgrade to my limited offer monthly subscription premium?
I'm sorry for stepping on the dialogue like that.
Now, just how much to replace you with an existing AI?
Do you have a hard copy of the AI on storage media?
I do.
Then the transfer cost to unlock the automata is 1,500 limbs, sir. How would you like to pay?
Direct transfer.
Please insert storage media. Transfer in process. Automata personality Camus will be activated in approximately 20 minutes. Would you like to deactivate the generic automata personality now?
Yes.
Deactivating. Please enjoy your new automata. Good day, Mr. Rania.
So that's kind of a neat one. I think it's pretty clear some of the things that they're attacking on this. So I think that's a bit of an idea on the pink tax. But it's kind of neat because I think each of the little attacks here are they're sort of multi-pronged. There's obviously a lot that's been written about how a lot of AI training is happening on the data sets that you're pulling from for a lot of these really fundamental machine learning libraries. So, like, basically, there are a couple of, not more than a couple, but there's some really famous training sets that you'll use to evaluate things like machine learning models and whatnot. And the one of the problems with them is that the sort of the representation side of them isn't necessarily all that good, right? Especially if you're going to be, if you're going to build something out of convenience, right? If you're on a university campus and you're trying to make something, you'll probably grab the people who are around you. And psychology studies run into this problem too, right? Which is, what's your easiest set of test subjects to pull from? Chances are, if you put up a sign in the, in one of the bulletin boards in the student union building or whatever, you're going to have a wonderful study on an undergraduate population. But that's not necessarily going to be something that you can always generalize to the population. AI is not really all that different. And so some of these data sets, which are maybe ones of convenience and aren't intended, I should probably find some place that's not in the rain to stop and rant. Hopefully they don't charge me for loitering. But, these things that were maybe not intended to become sort of these world standards ultimately become that, and you sort of prove that your method is maybe a little bit more efficient because you took this really well-known data set and moved on. But that's also where you get these situations where, if you have a certain kind of skin color and you try and wave it under an automatic soap dispenser, it may not distribute any soap because it doesn't recognize you as a human hand. So I think what's I'm liking about the writing so far is that it's very clear what kind of issues it's tackling. It's very clear sort of where it's going with the cyberpunk world. But it's also not it's not necessarily, like, there's not a lot of fat on it. It's making sure that you can kind of pack in a number of little things that are happening in the world now. And it's, there's never those moments where it's just coming out and saying, here is this thing, and it's like, I think this is the thing that I like the most about it, is that in this world it sort of seems like the big issues that you would talk about and would maybe be the message of an overwrought story where you're trying to say, isn't this really terrible? Here it is this accumulation of inconveniences. People automatically assuming you're a mister, because obviously misters use computers. Would you like to upgrade to the deluxe edition so that we can actually refer to you the way you'd like to be addressed? These are all, obviously everyday things, but it's done it in a nice little package. Anyway, sorry, I'm ranting, but
you the delivery driver?
That's kind of why
Yes,
I wanted to.
I'm from Cloudpunk.
Cloudpunk. All right, here's the package. Don't open it, don't ask me about it, and don't be late. And before you ask, yes, it's supposed to smell like that.
Okay, thanks. Is this real meat?
No
Why not
questions.
just say?
And yeah, Louis, sorry, I meant to answer to what you were saying before. Oop.
Come in, 14FC. How you handling the Hava so far?
Hello, this is 14FC. Yes, everything is totally fine.
Relax, kid. You'll get the hang of it. What's giving you the most trouble? The traffic?
Yeah, and how fast everyone drives. They all know exactly where they're going.
You'll be that fast once you get your bearings. Faster, even. Just remember, the highways channel an induction loop through your Hava.
Right.
So to go on the
It's pretty
highways,
simple.
I get to...
When you're on the highways, it's like the road is moving under you. You'll get a big speed boost. Use the highways to get as close to your destination as you can, and then cut off when you're close.
I can only park in the bays, right?
That's right. Havas aren't meant to touch the ground. The repulsors on the parking bays keep the undercarriage a few centimeters off the ground. It's not just a technical restriction. CorpSec defines the parking around the city to maximize traffic flow.
I guess that's a good thing for us.
And them too. Traffic jams seize up the wheels of commerce. If CorpSec have one priority, it's making... Business continues as usual.
Oops. Sorry, I'm really bad at driving stuff. So I do notice that the steering does kind of feel quite slow. I don't know if there's a damage meter, and everybody's talking about doing stuff on time. I don't think I see any timer around. So I'm assuming if I fail to deliver something on time, I'll get an earful about it, but... Now that I know to look for it, I'm actually really noticing the speed difference. Alright. I'm thinking I probably need to be at an elevator, possibly? Yeah, they don't want me to go any higher. Well, let's start with parking. Time deliveries will show a clock in the UI. Okay. It also looks like there's fuel, and I did see a sign for gas, but I'm going to assume that it doesn't. It'll tell me how. I mean, I'm noticing that Control is doing a good job letting me know what's going on. I'm also going to assume that there's probably more for me to do on the street at some point because of all of the sort of the labeled characters and things I'm seeing on the minimap. But for now, I'm trying to stick to my car. I'm going to guess there's no direct path here. All right. So I clearly made a mistake somewhere. That's fine, because this is a fun environment to be going around. You have yet to see a good driver.
Anyone you know has augments infected by the virus Poet 2.0.
So here's a question for you, Louis. With the... I would put it to you this way. When I usually hear people talking about a game like this, they usually sort of say that, you know, there's the story, you experience the story, and then, you know, you're done. You know, it's said what it needs to say. Interesting. So I can't pass this barrier. And you know, that's fine. I actually like a lot of games like that. But it seems that even though this game sort of has a fairly clearly defined narrative, this game still said something to you that made you want to stick with it and play it multiple times. So what for you is it that what is it for you that that makes you you know, I guess maybe I could put it, what made you want to play this multiple times? I'm hoping the butler didn't see my driving job.
I have your delivery.
Give it here.
It says I'm to deliver to Mr. De Beer.
That's my employer. Give it to me this instant. Hey, street rat. Has this been tampered with?
What? No!
Good. Most drivers ask what's in the package. The smell makes them curious.
What's in the package?
Dinner. Meat.
From which animal?
What a strange question. Good day.
It's the most dangerous game. I am kind of interested in the fact that the butler and the AI look similar. Okay. I think I'll leave it be till the game tells me to do something. Wonderful. I don't know if you heard the advertising, but
14 FC,
it's talking
are you
about.
back in Midtown yet? Look, kid, we messed up. We need you to get through a CorpSec security checkpoint. Now, you've never been scanned by CorpSec. We just paid to wipe your record, so we need them to hold a clean file on you.
They won't recognize me?
Not unless you've broken any other laws. Sending you a nav point now. One more thing, kid. You need to go through on foot, so don't look suspicious. Or act suspicious. And don't mention Cloudpunk. Or me.
What was I going to say? Yeah, so the follower count advertising was particularly nice. I think the sounds and environment are perfect for an immersive cyberpunk era experience. There's no real rush to get most stuff done, and you can just enjoy the views. Yeah, I mean, I think this is... so this kind of comes to what I was talking about at the beginning. So, you know, because this game was released in April, and because I'm not necessarily a known quantity as far as, you know, as far as a broadcaster is concerned, I wasn't actually that optimistic that I would get a key for this. But kind of my hope for it was to do something that's maybe a little bit more relaxing, where, you know, I think the appeal to most people is going to be able to sort of live in this interesting world. But for me, you know, you've probably noticed that my style is very much to talk about what I'm experiencing. So I think it's a perfect fit. And I actually really like that this game sort of is confident enough in the world that it's created, the environment that it's created, which will also include sort of the sights and sounds, to basically just let you be there and maybe not push you to do one particular action or another. The one thing I will say is that I sometimes feel like I don't have as many opportunities for commentary except when I stop like this, because it does seem like the audio kind of keeps going at a fairly decent clip. They have a pretty clear list of things that they want me to do. But then, you know, if I were just playing this game without streaming it, I would probably want it that way.
Hold up, lady. Let's see either your citizen license or your voluntary contribution.
I wish you people would just call them bribes.
What's that?
Nothing, officer. Here's my details.
Okay. I just have to create a new record for you and then... Hold, please. I'm getting a message in my earpiece. Yes, Agent Rio. No, sir. Her name is Rania. Cloudpunk? I don't think so, sir. Yes, sir. I'll ask her. Yes, sir. I'll tell you if I think she's lying. Ma'am, are you now, or have you at any time been a part of the illicit delivery service known as Cloudpunk?
Never heard of them.
Hold, please. Yes, sir. She says she's never heard of them. I believe her, sir. Okay, sir, I'll let her through. And she can hear me. Yes. Yep. Okay, then. I'll do that. Sir, yes, sir. Okay, miss, you can go. Your details have been updated. When I scanned your ID, our servers said you're a musician from the Eastern Peninsula. Want to play us some music?
Maybe another time.
And I'll admit I'm a little... Oh, just return to the vehicle. Okay. So I'm not paying attention to the upper right of the screen. So, although that's not exactly good tradecraft for me to be like, oh, thanks for letting me through this this checkpoint. I'm just gonna go back right through. Hello, son. Are you Cloud and or Punk? Cloudpunk is the delivery service. How you doing, Night Valiant? Have you played this? I'm just starting it, but
Your automata custom personality is ready for instantiation. Would you like to activate Camus now?
Yes, please.
Camus. I thought it was Camus.
Camus, are you there?
It's you! I missed you.
How are you?
Happy? What am I? Feels strange.
You've been loaded into my vehicle's automata slot.
Oh,
Sorry, Camus. This is all I can afford right now.
I was a bad dog?
No, you were the best, Camus.
I am just a Hova now. Not as good.
I know. We'll get you a new body, I promise. It will just take a while. I have a new job.
You don't play music anymore? I like music.
Me too, Camus, but we need money. We lost the house. I had to move us to Navalis.
Oh no. We hate the city.
We did. Maybe it's not so bad now. I'm doing deliveries. We are doing deliveries.
I am helping.
Yeah, we're a team, right?
I will help. I feel not so good though. I am sleepy now.
It's the automata slot in the Hova car. It's pretty limited, and the hardware runs at a lower clock cycle, so you might need to take it easy for a while.
Don't understand.
Your higher operating functions are multi-threaded, but that's not supported with the hardware we have. That means it might take you a bit longer to figure things out, but you'll get there.
I'm sleepy.
Okay, rest for now, Camus. I'll bring you online soon. And Camus, I missed you too.
So I'm wondering if that's a reference to the essayist Albert. I always said Camus, but maybe it's Camus. We'll find out, I suppose.
Oh, not we sent someone else. We need you to... Damn it. Sorry. We need you to pick up a package from Cambria Heights. It's a residential zone. I'm sending a nav point now.
Okay, on my way.
Wait. 14 FC?
Is there a problem?
No, never mind. Good luck.
How you doing, Mad King Bruto? So, actually, you know what? Let me just take a quick second here, because I knew I wanted to make this... something a little more relaxed. But again, Louis is a big fan of this game, so if any of you have questions about it, I'm sure you can check it out. You can ask them questions. Sorry to press gang you for the ambassador job for this game, but I hope you don't mind. So let me just take a quick minute here and let you know about Night Valiant 28, because I think some of you might actually really like both Night Valiant's style as well as the type of games that he runs. So I watched him play Lucifer Within Us, which is a wonderful game by Kit Fox, but since went on to play Outer Wilds and has been going through Trine, both Trine 1 and is now on number 2, as a tendency to play puzzle games, but not exclusively, and another just really relaxing and enjoyable stream. So I think Cloudpunk would actually be a really good fit there. It also gives me a minute to again say thank you to Ion Lands for sending out the key. If some of you are interested in picking up this game, there is the Steam page. You can wishlist it, or hopefully you can buy it. It's not that costly, $21.99. And like I said, I think everybody could probably handle something which is soothing for the soul, which is the reason why I'm playing it. So Louis said, the main storyline is very well organized and continues to progress towards a final outcome. Honestly, the ending was a bit emotional for you, which is good. I should actually mention, so for those of you who are here specifically for Cloudpunk, this is not a day that I normally stream. I really wanted to make sure that I started and did this one, though, specifically to try and be a little bit more chilled out. So I do still want to finish Mass Effect, which will be on my normal days, but I do fully intend to play Cloudpunk to completion. This definitely seems like my sort of game. So, yeah. Well, I mean, Mad King Brutus, you are also you're healing. So I think you probably have better excuses than most of us for being sleepy 24/7. But it's actually kind of neat how they've, they've attached computer processes and given them an emotion. I don't necessarily think of my computer being tired when it's given a heavy load. I do a lot of work on data, so being able to run things on all cylinders. And sorry, I keep forgetting that I need to go to a parking slot. To me is that's something that is not uncommon. And obviously, if I can find a parallel solution, that works really well for me. But it's kind of neat to just imagine my computer kind of getting tired doing that. Wonderful. Only one thread here. Just Celeron doing their best. Excellent. Yeah, I thank you for following Night Alien. Night Alien, I think you said he was been doing it for 7 months, so I particularly like being able to throw out that support and I don't know, help people find
Control, I'm at the destination and no
find
one is
like-minded
here.
folks.
Control, Camus, are you awake?
Yes, I am awake. Excited. Want to help.
I think
Can
Johnny
you
will really
scan
like
the area?
Camus too.
Local scan. Look for ID chips on possible delivery containers.
I don't know how. Wait, I know how. I think. What is box?
A box is a square cube.
No. What is that box? It's right there.
Okay, I see it. I guess that's the package then.
Why is no one here? I have bad feelings.
Me too, Camus.
I hear noise.
That is
What
the sound
noise,
of me
Camus?
crashing into an antenna.
Tick tock, tick tock.
It was a bomb.
I hear it too.
I still have bad feelings.
1 second, Camus. Control, come in. Control, this is driver 14FC. Come in, this is important.
Driver 14FC, this is Control. Please deliver your current package with urgency.
Control, why is this package ticking?
You don't should have to do this. Oh, fuck, I'll tell her.
Control, what's happening there?
Nothing. I've been informed that you're to stop calling us about the package. Deliver it quickly. That is all, please. No more communication until delivery.
Camus, I don't know what to do.
I am nervous.
Why?
I am nervous because you are nervous. Maybe we can throw away the tick-tock. Tick-tock, 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 tick-tock.
Maybe. I could dump it at the trash chute in Section 8B. That sends it into the refuse collection at the base of the city. Nothing ever comes back from there.
Will Mr. Control be mad?
Yes, but I get a bad feeling too, Camus. I think it will be bad either way.
I want to help, but don't know what to do.
I know, Camus, I know. I just have to make a call on this one.
What is Box? Is Box sad? Can Box perceive their surroundings? Can Box dream of Box sheeps? Yeah, so I'm gonna deliver the payload. If I'm gonna do a job, I'm gonna do it right. Oh, but I do have a chance to. So I'm a little surprised. I mean, they're talking about urgency, but I am a little interested in the fact that it doesn't seem like it's timed. But I am somewhat glad to be on a highway now. I'm glad I called it the payload. Yeah. It's actually. I don't think this is a reference or anything, but this is reminding me a little bit of the start for. It's an Orson Welles movie called Touch of Evil. Basically, it has this this bomb, kind of the clocks being wound up on the bomb. I have no idea where the. So I know there's a parking spot in the area. It tells me on the map. Oh, it's just above me. But yeah, anyway, so you see a bomb being armed and put into the trunk of a car, and then there's this one long uninterrupted shot of people walking around the area, basically interacting with the car until there's finally the explosion. It's a really famous example.
I guess it was nothing. We did our job, Camus. We shouldn't ask so many questions.
I am not sure
You want to say something?
if it is okay.
Sure.
Is this a job good?
It pays good.
Are we doing good things?
No more questions, please, Camus.
Okay.
Achievement unlocked. 2 roads diverged. So I might have just become a bad person. Even the game calls it failure. What I was slightly nervous about is I'm not sure. So when I take a look at Safeguard, right? I'm mildly concerned that I potentially just bombed like an abortion clinic or something like that.
Is there anything you want to tell me about that last job?
No, nothing.
All right, well, I'm just glad it went okay. For your next delivery, please proceed to the following nav point to collect a package at Life Corp Industries. You'll need to find a way up to the roof of the building. Our client didn't leave us an access code, but, well, you're a smart kid. You'll think of something. Control out.
I'm also intrigued. So obviously the big draw for me is just the ability to sort of live in this environment. It's funny, right? I mean, this is not a world I would want to live in. I would be on the very lowest rung before I got devoured by some cannibal, I'm sure. But being able to sort of see the sights, I suppose it's about as... Like, it's nice to be able to visit here because I don't have to live here. A little bit like it would be wonderful to live in a world with the cinematography of Blade Runner. But you don't actually want to live in the world of Blade Runner unless you're like Eldon Tyrell or something. What have we got here? Well, with it called Safeguard, I wonder if it's daycare. I want to be this big bamboozle, and it isn't actually a bob. It's an antique analog clock. Safeguard would be in vitro babies. Safeguard them from having diseases. Oh, okay. What is this? A flyer. Oh, hey, we've got a flute. My old flute. I don't want that right now. Blue flower. A dry flower from the Eastern Peninsula. I used this as a bookmark when I was back home, but I hardly read anymore. I should throw it away, but when I think about it, going into a trash can here in Nivalis, something feels wrong, and I can't let it go. Flyer. This card says it's for an android dating agency, but it doesn't say if it's a dating agency for androids, for humans that want to date androids, or for androids that want to date humans. Alright, let's see what Holocash does. Please enter your security code, which I don't know. Oh, hang on, so... I think I have to talk my way in.
I'm here to collect...
Sign here, please. You'll find the package on the roof through the hotel entry to your right. The access code is B965E, and don't talk to the package.
Don't what?
Don't talk to me.
You'll see what I mean. It won't shut up. It's going to Avalon Heights. They're expecting you.
Driver 14FC, this is Control. Just checking that you made that delivery.
I'm on it. Checking up on me.
No, we're just,
What was that?
I don't know, driver. The city AI acting up again? Relocating a district, maybe?
No, this felt like an explosion.
Yeah, you're right. I'm getting reports over the wire right now. It was an explosion.
Control? Was it at the Metro hub?
No, well, it was in that district, but it was in the bay.
In the delivery bay?
Yes.
Control? Did I just...
Unrelated.
What?
your delivery was unrelated to the explosion.
But I...
Authorizing a bonus payment for driver 14FC, transferring additional funds now.
Why am I being given more money? Control?
Driver 14FC, we are not authorized to discuss previous jobs. That's in the rules.
I thought they were guidelines, not rules.
Please complete your outstanding contract at LifeCorp Industries. Control out.
Control? Control! Camus, are you on comm? What happened?
I am nervous. That was a big boom. My windows got shaky. Did we do that?
No, we didn't do anything wrong.
Okay.
I definitely like how they've sort of ratcheted it up. Oh. All right, we'll find out.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Box. How are you today?
Camus, we're not supposed to talk to the box.
I completely understand. Are you an android too, Camus?
Fine. You can answer him, Camus.
I am an automata. I am a dog. Or a car. I am a dog car.
How strange.
Hey, fella, you are a box.
I am in a box. My name is William.
What are you if you're not a box?
Actually, so Mad King Brodus, we actually ran into a police officer who referred to them as voluntary contributions.
I told you, I am William.
But what are you?
I was a sous chef in Little China, but not anymore. I'm moving up in the world. In a way, that makes me sad too.
How come?
Because I won't be able to talk to little people like you anymore. That will be a shame. But it will all be worth it. Avalon Heights. I can't wait.
What will you do up there?
I don't know yet. It's exciting. Maybe I'll be working as a personal assistant to some pop star. Or maybe even a CEO. Perhaps I'll be an executive at one of those big corps. Hiring and firing. I would love to fire a human one day. Oh, no offense, driver.
None taken.
What's it like being a driver? I love to hear about poor people. Now that I will be rich, I might even be an organizer for charity dinners. You won't be
This
invited,
is
of course,
fantastic.
but I would talk about you.
Thanks. And I've only been a driver for a little while. I was a musician.
Perhaps I shall be a musician. Of course, I will be too rich and too busy to learn to play, but I might get some augments so that I can perform. Maybe the saxophone.
Uh-huh.
Rania lost her home and we were evicted, Box. I mean, William, we had to move to the city.
Why?
Debt corpse.
Oh yes, they can be very unpleasant. I have heard.
She had to sell my body for money, too.
A circumstance with which I am familiar. I sold my body also. You see, a chef's android body is worth a lot these days. My body was the only part of me worth anything. Now I'm just a head and a dream.
Can we open the box to see him? I want to see the head.
No, we're not allowed to open the packages. We're not supposed to speak to them either.
I am sad.
You'll get over it.
Yes, doggy. Don't worry. One day you'll have a lovely body like mine.
What will your new body be like?
Oh, I'm sure it will be something good. I traded my old body, my apartment, and all my savings for this place in the Spire. Surely they have the best android frames there, too.
Sorry I'm so quiet over some of this, but obviously I want the game to be able to talk for itself when it's appropriate. Yeah, I mean, we're just kind of coming into a lot of the sort of the same material I was talking about before. So I really like.
Remember that unlicensed jazz and novellas is punishable by death. Those who wish to experience or perform jazz must apply for a yearly permit.
Wonderful. I really like how much of the world is being communicated through the dialogue. Which, I mean, again, it's not the only game that's done it, but it's kind of like every little opportunity they have to take a stab at something, or every little opportunity they have to just remind you of how miserable your circumstances are, or how incredibly unfair the city is. They've sort of taken it. It's actually, I can kind of imagine another path that this might have taken if you want to be like an Amazon delivery driver, and everything is timed to like every microsecond, and you want to do as many as you can. But of course, then you wouldn't have an opportunity to stop and smell the roses and be able to see, like, look at that sky, right? You wouldn't have a chance to be able to just see how wonderful all of this is. Incidentally, hey, Fruit Melody, it's wonderful to see you. Let me just take a minute. I'll finish this delivery.
Hello? We have a delivery. His name is William.
They did, Mad King
I'm
Buddhas.
the supervisor for this shift. Domestic android supervisor, Reginald Esquire Buckley Senior.
You're a vacuum cleaner?
No. I am a refuse disposal officer with cleaning functions. The senior refuse disposal officer. And this is our
he's a new janitor.
recruit. William, your head will be mounted on a Digitlux cleaning unit 3000. And you will be working on the 3287th floor of Avalon Heights as the junior apprentice unit.
Sorry, William.
Sorry for what? I am to be the junior apprentice. Please pass me over to Mr. Buckley. I am keen to get to work. And you do understand that we can no longer be friends, right? I like you and your pet human, but it just wouldn't be the done thing to be seen with you.
Oh, I understand. I am happy for you. Goodbye, William.
Okay, sorry folks, let me just take a quick minute here and shout out a wonderful streamer here. So I know I just did that with Night Valiant, but Fruit Melody is somebody who... Oh, no, we're not saying bye-bye to the doggo, Fruit Melody. The doggo is my little AI, so we keep him. We just got rid of the posh box that we were carrying. Yep, he's now become a vacuum cleaner. So, guys, Fruit Melody is a
Do you
wonderful...
miss William?
I do not.
Okay, me neither.
Well, we took William to his new home. I think we should go and check on ours.
We have a home. Is it big? Does it have a garden?
Do I have my own room?
Sorry, Camus, it's not really a home. It's just a place where we can stay for a while. And it's all I can afford on a Cloudpunk salary. No pool, no butler. I'm not even sure we have running water.
But the running
Maybe
water
we
is
can
in
go
the
somewhere
air.
nicer if Cloudpunk pays us lots.
Camus, life is going to be hard here in Nivalis. You need to prepare yourself for that. Even this place might be too expensive. We can't afford to mess up. Got it? One bad night and we could be evicted.
I understand.
So don't get excited about this new place. It's not much.
Okay, I understand. I am still excited.
All right, we'll get my card just before the dialogue comes up. So let me just take a quick minute here and talk about Fruit Melody. So, Fruit Melody I found through Apocalypse, who is a wonderful streamer herself. Fruit Melody is an incredibly talented artist, and she does a lot of really wonderful art streams. But I also had the pleasure of watching her play Outlast, also Phantasmophobia, but I know a lot of you guys got a chance to see Outlast too. And it was fun because Fruit Melody had some, I think, friends, maybe family, but I'm going to guess it was friends, along for the ride on Outlast 2. There's a little bit of difficulty in terms of navigating the environment a bit, so I don't like backseating, but I was also very interested to see sort of what the reactions would be. And I think Fruit Melody did a wonderful job, showing off Outlast 2 with a couple of people who don't normally play games. So the progress wasn't necessarily very far, but it was an absolute riot to watch. I had a ton of fun watching her on Halloween. So you ended up watching. How far did you watch? That game goes crazy. And it's Canadian, so I feel so wonderful about it. But anyways, if you guys, particularly if you like art streams, if you want to support emerging artists, I think Fruit Melody is a wonderful, not so hidden gem, actually. I'm delighted to see that more people have been watching her lately. But on top of that, I've seen her play Dead by Daylight, I've seen her play Outlast, I've seen her play Among Us, I've seen her play Phantasmophobia. Every once in a while she will show us some games, and it's wonderful. And I think the other thing that I really like about her streams, and this is true for a lot of artists, but every time I watch her stream, it's sort of like, okay, yep, no, there's that line, and then there's that line. It's like, okay, I'm following so far. And about 15 seconds, I'm like, what sorcery is this? How did this image come to be? I really wish I had some level of artistic talent, but I will leave that to the experts. So. Oh, what horror movie did you wind up watching? Anyway, sorry, I'm back to Cloudpunk. This is a wonderful game, by the way. I don't know if you like... I'll practice Fruit Melody, but I'm going to keep my practicing to myself.
Is punishable by death. Those who wish to experience or perform jazz must apply for a yearly permit.
I really like the reflections and the little details in this environment. I don't know if there's a way to call the elevator or not, but... Oh, it looks like I can't go off the edge anyway, so... But yeah, so I did want to take a minute here to show the first-person view. Apparently there's also a first-person view for the car now. Same routine every day. Who's saying that, though? So, I'm assuming I need to use my car to get to my apartment, but I should have talked a little bit about the environment, too. So obviously, we've established a very precarious existence as this Cloudpunk driver. One of the reasons... I decided to drop what was seemingly a bomb. Although you could always do the Fight Club excuse. It's, you know, every once in a while it's an electric... Or, you know, bombs don't tick, they vibrate now. You know, every once in a while it's an electric razor that's been turned on, but once in a while. This is cool, let's crash into things even more. Yeah, so there doesn't seem to be any damage. But... I'm not going to tempt fate. This has been a delight so far. I'm sorry for those of you who maybe are wanting me to go through the game at a bit of a faster pace, but I don't know. Like I said, it's a chance to do something that's maybe a little bit more relaxing, to be able to stop and smell the roses. And there have been some really wonderful people coming in here to host. Oh, is that the movie made All Wall Social... Okay, so maybe it's a different one that I was thinking. I thought it might have been a Korean movie. And then Shudder, that old... I've never actually heard of Shudder, but I should check it out. It's beautiful. The game? Yeah, sorry. Or I wasn't sure if you're talking about the game or the movie. Both could be beautiful. Alright, so it looks like there's a parking spot nearby. So we get to see the shoebox we call an apartment. There's a really wonderful docket. It's the one made by 2020. Everybody filmed on a webcam. You should try it. It's pretty cool. Oh, okay. So what's this? Plasteel parts. Ruined plasteel can be melted down and reused. Maybe I can sell this to a vendor for some limbs. Okay, so it looks a little bit like cigarette packages on the ground. I'm actually gonna take the long way around a bit so that I can test. I'm assuming those little things. Again, to me, they look like cigarette packages, even though I'm not a smoker. But I'm assuming that's what the items that I can pick up. All right, we've got a hunky man on the front cover. Ruined book, a well-thumbed copy of some ancient paperback. It has a topless man on the cover. Weird. Okay, here's a fun Canadian fact for everyone. Did you know that Harlequin romance novels are in fact a Canadian invention? Obviously romance novels aren't, but like the Harlequin romance novel brand is in fact something that a Canadian made. This isn't so bad.
Camus, can you read me? I'm in the apartment. You're authorized to access the systems in here.
I am here. It is amazing. There's a table and a balcony, and the roof perfectly fits on top of the walls.
Yeah, it's all right, I guess. A bit sparse. I'd love to be able to decorate, you know, make it less clinical. Do you remember the birds we had back home?
Yes, they landed on the window ledge. I could never catch them.
Yeah, not much chance of wildlife here.
There are rats. I detect almost 50 within the property.
Do me a favor, Camus. Never mention rats again.
Okay. There are also a number of rare breeds of sump spider.
Ugh, also not good. Come on, we should get back to work. If I get a bonus tonight, maybe I can buy a picture. Or a mirror, or something.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat, Fruit Melody. Yes, Dead by Daylight's also Canadian. Actually, it's made by with money from the Canadian Media Fund, so tax dollars went to that.
This is Control. Come in.
Same with the
We
first
need you to
Outlast.
Deliver a package to the Sin Wave nightclub. You're going to have to deliver in person to the rooftop. That's where you can access the VIP area.
So I just go to the door and...
Not gonna lie to you, kid. This one is gonna be tricky, but I think you can do it. The club's picky about who gets in. Have you heard of Lomo?
No.
He's the owner of the club, and most of this sector, too. He's got a piece of every business in the Undertown. And he didn't get them by asking nicely. Be careful around him.
I will. Are they expecting me?
Sure. I'm just letting you know you might come up against some resistance. These are powerful people, so watch what you say.
Powerful people?
Let's just say they're very private clients who have reason to suspect any strangers might be undercover corpsec. You'll have to convince them otherwise.
Understood.
And 14FC?
Yeah?
This has been a tough night for the company. We're understaffed and overworked, and we keep losing contact with drivers. There's something in the air tonight. Be careful. And if you do a good job on this delivery, all past infractions are forgiven. Understood?
Understood.
Did I do an infraction? I thought I did a good job. All right, punch card. It's a punch card. It's covered in holes. They seem random, but there is a pattern. The card itself is heavy and thick. It feels like it could survive a bomb blast. I'd say that's foreshadowing, but we already delivered the bomb. Yeah, I don't know. So we've had about an hour with the game now, an actual hour with the game, not an hour, including my incessant babbling at the start. I'm curious what some of you think of it. I'm fascinated by this. I'm quite fond of the world. I like the way that they've sort of handled the dialogue and what might be coming up. Oop, I should probably be focusing on finding my car rather than walking to the...
Trade in ownership of video games will result in confiscation and a fine.
No video games, chat. But yeah, I'm curious what you guys... I'm very fond of this so far. And of course, we already have a couple of fans inside of chat, but... it looks good, although I don't know if you'd pick it up yourself. Is that because you tend not to play adventure games, or... Distinguished gentleman. Hey, long time no see. How is life? Oh, I guess you guys are in the second lockdown. I shouldn't ask how life is in the... Other than the obvious, how is life in the UK? Wonderful to see you again. One thing that surprises me a little bit of this actually is it's neat to see how many different ways they've sort of made. So like you have a little puzzle in terms of like, okay, you got to make this delivery, but you're not allowed to go in through the front door. How do you manage it? I think that's kind of a neat touch. And then also just the little details of like how do I get from A to B has been, I mean, one, it's neat to see the world, but it is actually also kind of neat to just try and figure out your way and see how you can deliver efficiently. You can see, yeah, no, there's definitely a few people who say that inside of the reviews. I've never actually considered that to be a negative thing, but I know it's definitely not that kind of thing is not to everyone's taste. Oops. All is well here. Moved out of the parents' house, in with your partner, got a new job. Life ticks by. How's life on your end? Not too bad. I've been having a little bit of a low ebb on a few things, but nothing too major. And I actually have a couple of things that'll be getting released relatively soon, which I think at least some of you, like the data stuff that I do, will be sufficiently interested. But more importantly, I'm always happy to see a familiar face inside of the chat. For those of you who maybe don't know him, Distinguished Gentleman is one of the very old school viewers on this channel. The hours don't always necessarily work out between us, but I think I've been dying to do some Civilization 6, and I have a feeling that there will be cries of joy in the Distinguished Gentleman household. Only thing you're not a fan of is the random NPC voice acting. A lot of them feel far from what they should be. Oh, I don't think I've encountered any random NPCs though yet, right? All of them seem to be tied to story events. More plasteel parts. I wonder if plasteel has some kind of I wonder if it has an origin in some engineering concept, or if it's just one science fiction story did plasteel, and so it suddenly became a thing that you'd put in science fiction stories. Anyways, Cloudpunk is stressed out, so...
We have his package, but will Lomo think we are undercover corpsec? We don't look like undercover corpsec.
What would undercover corpsec look like, Camus?
I think I'm going the wrong way.
I guess maybe like us. We have to act natural, not suspicious.
Exactly.
It is hard to act not suspicious when you are worried about being killed.
You know what else doesn't help?
Talking too much?
You're learning fast, Camus.
Don't mean to scare you, Chalk, but you date back to 2014. I know, it's actually really weird to think about how long I've technically been streaming. Obviously, I don't think all of that time was like full-time streaming. But it's unusual, right? Because it's definitely been... I'm so bad at like reading chat and then smashing into a vehicle. Yeah, it's definitely really weird to think back to some of the stuff that I used to do before. I mean, I used to stream. I still have the laptop that I was streaming on, but my internet connection would go no higher than 512k. So a lot of people originally just watched because I was the only like non-partnered streamer that you could watch on a mobile phone, and some people just really didn't like being in crowded chats. So that was my edge for a while. Oh, neat. Okay, so if you push V, you get a first-person view. Let's try this for a little while. I have a feeling I'm gonna be a disaster, but oh, hey, they even have a rear-view mirror. That's pretty cool. Oh, Jesus, sorry. For some reason, I thought V was slow down, but. I don't know how to pronounce this musician's name. It's either Perturbator or Perturbator. Apparently, they have made a song specific for this game. This may be it. But I don't know. I feel like a number of you probably really like that musician, so that's another selling point for this. Another punch card, huh? Game looks pretty neat. It's an early access title. No, it was released in April 2020, but it recently got an update to enable the first-person view, which I think is really gorgeous. Also, it gives me a chance to look up at that sky. So yeah, it did come out this year, but so far as I can tell, this is a full release. And the developer was kind enough to send me a press key, despite the fact that I am a nobody online, and am doing this purely to calm people down from the exercise in democracy going on to our southern neighbor. These augments have been removed. Faulty, I guess. This one has hair on it. Oh, so I need to find a way to the rooftop. It may be that there's a... It may be that I need to get to a different parking spot. Making waves? Nah, I think the waves are receding right now, distinguished gentlemen, but that's fine. I mean, these things come and go. I think the easiest way for me to become very boring is to always talk about metrics. And I think the easiest way to become, worth watching is just to have a clear idea of what I think is interesting, and to be able to share that with good people like you. All right. So again, we're trying to get to the roof of the club, and we'll see whether or not they come and beat me to a pulp for looking suspicious. Delivery driver looks sus out the airlock with him. Making Brutus American so proud of getting a sticker. The sausage sizzles in almost every election poll. Booty locations. So sausages can buy democracy sausage. Oh yeah, so for those of you who may not know this, Mad King Brutus gets fined if he does not express his preferences for a government. I don't know how severe the fine is, but... Excuse me. Can I use the vending machine? No, I cannot. Alright. I should be a little more focused. I wonder why that hotel sign is back. I guess it's because I have to look at it forward, but... I always thought hotel signs had two sets so that you couldn't see them backwards. So let's have a chat with the bouncer and see if we can convince him that I'm a...
Who are you?
I'm here to deliver a package.
Sure you are. Fuck off.
Look, I need to get past. They're expecting me in the VIP area upstairs.
Make it worth my while.
How? I don't have much money.
I don't want money. Get me some juice.
Juice?
Tram and all bottles. Corpsec aren't allowed to hold them. So if you bring me some, I know you ain't a cop, and I can sell them.
Interesting. I wonder if there's an alternative way. So we need to become a drug dealer in order to fill our job, or to fulfill our job. I'm going to take a quick second to run around the edge. I'm pretty sure that I can't go any further. I mean, the thing is, I've already delivered a bomb, kind of knowing what it was, and I'd really rather not compromise myself any further. But I do, of course, want to keep the job, so... what have we got here? Electronics, cables, wires, printed circuit boards. Could be junk. Could maybe could contain some sliver of valuable metal. Maybe I could sell this to a vendor. It is actually really interesting, by the way. So you've got, I mean, you're talking about your precarious employment inside of the dialogue and whatnot.
Experiencing heartache, depression, apathy, vaguely defined ennui? Then check out this season's best-selling emotional immunizations at Immune One.
So there's also this interesting idea of, picking up trash to see whether or not it has any value. Alright, so what's this? An ocarina. This is an ocarina. My mom played one like this when I was young. I guess someone lost it. It's dirty, but I still think it works. It's between 100 to 1,000. You couldn't say, you just vote. There is something very interesting about the idea of paying not to participate. Trading card. It's a trading card. Wow, gold series. This one is pretty rare. I wonder if Joe liked the picture they used on this card. This must be from a few years back. He looks much younger. Alright. Not that I looked very hard, but let us talk to Big Narco.
You from the East, lady? You're good, but no corpse sec. Got it?
I'm trying to make myself whole here, so 66. No, there you go.
Thanks.
You folks from the East are good with me, but no sec.
I prefer going to artisanal independent narco, but I got a job to do.
I brought your juice.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, this this place really seems like it can turn away business.
Subretinal VR that directly interacts with your nervous system.
I'm the delivery driver. I have your package.
You're not Carmine. He used to run my packages.
He retired.
Retired, eh? You know who I am, driver.
Lomo?
That's right. You bring me packages. No questions. No mistakes. We'll be friends. If you let me down, probably not.
I understand.
What's your name?
Rania.
Well, Rania, I have some advice for you. You want to hear it?
Sure.
You got a don't fuck with me look on your face. But those are some clean hands. In the city, you've got to adapt quick. All the shit in the world ends up in the sea. But we still swim in it. If you dilute anything enough, it becomes tolerable. You hear what I'm saying?
Not really.
The city moves real fast, and you got to move with it. You make a million choices a day to survive in Nevalis. And some of those choices are gonna hurt folks. You ain't got time to think about that. You just keep moving. Understand?
I think so.
All right. Get going then, Rania. Cora willing, you might just make it through the night.
I'm curious if this is supposed to take place in all one night, or if there's kind of a clear... Oh, hey, a DJ, neat. I always like looking at the little details. But yeah, so I'm curious if this all is supposed to take place in one night, or if there's sort of a point where you have a break and you pick up after the next night. Memory check. This has been formatted, but
Camus,
that means
you there?
someone else can use it.
Yes, I'm here.
Camus, people keep mentioning Cora. What is it?
Not sure. Just an expression?
Yeah, I get that, but it must come from somewhere.
I'm
Do
not
a
allowed to
basic
go on
search
stage.
through Open Web and PubWeb.
Searching. 872 different definitions for Cora.
Just give me the gist.
In the city of Nevalis, Cora can be used in common parlance to refer to the personification of luck or fate, can be uttered as a blessing or a curse, can refer to the hacker collective or cult of the same name, can be an expletive or used as a noun to refer to the AI governing specific aspects of logistics, theology, sociology, or infrastructure of city operation. In historical context, can refer to the...
Okay, that's plenty.
Sounds like me
you
when I
really
answer
need
a
to
question.
learn a bit about the word relevance, Camus.
Should I look it up? Wait, we have an incoming call.
Kid, you there? Ready for another job?
Sure thing. Hey, Control. What is Cora?
Cora, a code word used by hackers, an anarchist group, an expression for when you're tired of shit. Why do you ask?
It doesn't matter. Just give me my next job.
You're delivering to an unsanctioned street race, so watch out for CorpSec. Pick up a drive converter from Emmett's garage. Your delivery target is Never Slow Joe. Control out.
Why do they call him that?
Camus, are you there?
Here?
Camus, I want you to do a deep search for Cora. Not mainstream corp networks. Hit the deep net and the undernet.
Is it important?
I don't know. I see it everywhere. And there was something about Control's reaction. It means something to him.
Won't we get in trouble? Oh, my head. I don't feel good.
You don't have a head, Chemist. You're running on a low clock speed processor, so that's why you're struggling. Take
I'm not
yourself
so sure about
offline
that.
while you do the search. I'll be okay without you for a while. You need to swim. You remember how to do that? You need to copy yourself into the other networks and travel upstream.
I remember.
You're looking for Cora, remember? I want old data. Where did the name come from? That's your focus.
I will try. Going now.
Camus Automata now offline.
So I'm also wondering if that's a security feature that he takes a hit to performance by searching for it. But if he did start the search, it would also make sense that his other functions wouldn't be available. So I want to see what the story is with Amelia Ayo, because we do see a couple of other characters on... Or sorry, we've seen a couple of other icons like that, so...
You met him yet?
Who do you mean?
Cora?
Rubric.
We're not best friends. Why?
He took my place. I was Lomo's #1 hacker.
What happened?
There were lines I wouldn't cross.
So you're an ethical hacker?
You say that like it's an oxymoron.
I guess it's not. I've known hackers who were good people, I guess.
You want some free advice? Stay away from Rubric. Lomo will use you to get what he wants, but Rubric will be the one that cuts your future short.
That's what happened to you?
Not yet. He'll get me one day.
I hope not.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
So that's kind of a neat exchange, at least in the context. So it may be that there's other exchanges like that before, but for me, that's a neat one because, of course, this is the first time having, delivered the bomb. We've run into somebody who's willing to draw a line in terms of behavior. All right. Let's get a move on. God, I really like how this game looks. I realize it's not a very original thing to say that this game is beautiful, but
Fuel warning.
Hey, I thought it should have turned off.
At a gas station. I can keep going a bit longer, but if we don't top up soon, our main repulsors will go offline.
Alright, unfortunately I don't see any gas stations on the map, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to head towards the objective, and with any luck we're going to find a refueling station. Nope, looks like... Nope, that's garage. Hello, Emmett.
I'm here to collect a driver converter.
Drive converter?
Sure.
You don't know what it is, do you?
Nope.
It regulates the hydraulic output of the water tanks. It wears out fast, but without it, you got no grav lift. The sump builds up residue from the runoff because we got no clean water down here no more. Only the fancy overcloud hovas can run without a drive converter because they use pure H2O. You're not listening, are you?
Nope.
I think they need this pretty quickly.
You're right, they do. You better get going.
What do they do with it when they get it?
They don't mess around with it. That's the main thing they do, or don't do. Once they stick the drive converter in the universal maintenance slot under the passenger seat, the servitors will fit it in on the fly. Unless they've got an old manual, in which case, you know what? Never mind. I know you're not interested. I'll let you go. See you around, kid.
That's neat. Again, when I'm talking about the little details that keep coming up inside of this game, so, I don't know, it's possible, there's a couple of traits that this guy might have. So, I have the tendency, especially when I'm talking about something that I'm really excited about, to go on a bit, and I think probably most of you have already seen that on some kind of a...
Hey, Driver 14FC, you can't be bumping that hover around the city like that. You're gonna have to hit a repair station.
Ah, so there is damage.
If the damage gets worse, I can't get you out of the standard Cloudpunk Hava damage penalty fine.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop smashing into stuff. Oh, I want. So there might be some different prices. I'm assuming they'd label them if you got others. Now, unfortunately, I just passed a garage, so. But it looks like we don't have any timer. So I was a little curious about damage just because there didn't seem to be an indicator. But it's good to know. It's good to know that's a thing. I will be a little more careful moving forward. He says as he almost bashes into the wall. But yeah, so it could be that this guy just, you know, like any nerd, gets overly excited about stuff that maybe he's not that, other people are not necessarily interested in. But then there's also the other possibility that this guy's actually quite lonely, and that he is, you know, he's not dumb, like I think a lot of people would necessarily assume about him. He can recognize when people are tuning out, but he just really wants to talk to someone. Alright, reduce vapor and drive shafts. Okay, so I suppose the question is, do I want to... Alright, plasteel bumpers seem weird. That's actually really smart that they unlock those as they go in. This is what they used to look like, purely cosmetic. Okay, I need to make back some money. All right, so let's see if I can.
Hey, 14FC, we did a status check on your vehicle performance, and it's running clean as a Spire Sky. Look after your Hava, she'll look after you. That's what I always say. Good work, kid.
See, I'm curious if you get different prices for fuel, and if you do, if it makes sense. So the thing is, I don't really pay attention to the city other than, you know, my immediate surroundings. But it'd be interesting if over time I start kind of develop a preference. It's like, oh, I know fuel's really good in this part of the city.
Where is Never Slow Joe? Are you part of the race? I've got a drive converter for him.
They went already. I'm the start line.
Can I head them off?
Oh, that's great.
I'm really just here to wave them off, miss.
Damn it. Control, are you on the comm? What do I do? The race has already started.
I'm here. Joe won't get far without that part. I'm giving you a nav point. Seems like he might have broken down already.
Seriously?
You have to complete this job. Remember what we told you when you signed up? No failures. Without that part, he's not even going to be able to land safely. Get to him as fast as you can.
I'm not much of a racer. I'll try.
You can do this, kid. Remember, straight roads are for fast cars, but the city is for fast drivers.
Hey, you know what? He's probably not here. I suppose this is the difficulty of having a Z-axis. Okay. Technically, he's still never slow. He's stopped. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's... Oh. So if I can find a way up, maybe this is how I need to get to him. Okay, well, we've got elevators at the edge there. Let's see if we can make something happen here. If not, he doesn't really have an option anyway, so... And now that I know there's collectibles on the ground, I'm gonna run to those instinctively. Rare video game tape. Isn't that contraband? I think this is some kind of ancient storage medium. The front cover has some guys in old-fashioned clothes fighting each other. It's pretty well preserved. Maybe some collector threw it out by mistake. Okay. So there are elevators. Oh, right, so there's a up arrow to indicate that it's higher. And we've got what I'm thinking will take us to Never Slow Joe. I'm assuming that's my thoughts as this is going by.
Slow Joe.
No, I am currently very slow, Joe. You got my converter?
Yeah.
Thanks, Cloudpunk. I'm gonna give you this old one. It's busted, but if you get it back to Emmett, he can fix it up and sell it on for a good handful of limbs.
These converters are worth a lot of money?
Well, they sure are. I owe Emmett, so you make sure it gets back to him safe, you hear? Without the trade-in value in that busted converter, I wouldn't be able to afford this repair. My racing days would be over. Early retirement. I'd go mad.
I'll get it back to Emmett.
Thanks, Cloudpunk. Yeah, I can't believe you drive around the city in that piece of junk. You're braver than me, kid. What do they call you?
Rania.
That's no good.
My name's no good? What do you suggest?
On the run, Rania. What do you think?
I like it.
All right, on the run, Rania. I gotta go. I've got a race to win. I'll see you around.
I just got a framed photo for my efforts, too. All right, broken drive converter. This drive converter is blackened and smells like burnt toast. No way this works anymore. And it looks like we are given another moral dilemma. I can sell the broken drive converter, or I can bring the broken drive converter back to Emmett.
I am back.
Did you hear all of that?
On the run, Rania? I don't like it.
He's a racer, not a poet, Camus.
Are you going to take the old part back to the mechanic man?
I'm not sure. If I sold it, I'd make a lot of limbs quick.
Won't you get in trouble?
I don't think so. The races are illegal and dangerous. Joe is an old man. Maybe it would be safer if he retired.
Ah, the justification
if I get this part
starts.
back to Emmett to settle his old debts, he'll keep racing.
So, are you going to sell the part at some other mechanic man? Or take it to the Mr. Emmett mechanic man?
I'm doing him a favor by putting him in debt. All right, let's see this Corpsec flyer. Corpsec flyer, they're trying to recruit for their informant program. Gray text on a dark gray background. Inspiring. I like that ad. The Janice, the business face. Get your business face on tagline. Again, lots of... I think actually one of the drawbacks that I'm running into is that there's a lot of little nice subtle touches that come in, and I think if I stop and comment on every single one of them, I'm not going to make any progress. But this is a really well thought out game. And I mean, it's just really beautiful to be involved with. I don't think she's here, but Eyes of Sin does some really nice pixel art. I have a feeling that she'd really like the look of this game. I am slightly mad though. I used to be at 2,000 limbs, and I am nowhere close to that. So, anyways, we will make our way to Emmett, hopefully without putting too much damage on the vehicle, and we can say that we've atoned for our terrible behavior.
Hi, Emmett. Joe said to give this to you.
Joe's near as old as me. Can't believe he's still racing.
He said this clears his debt?
Close enough. He doesn't win many races these days. 14th place doesn't award a lot of prize money.
So he won't need to retire.
Soon, but not today. This wipes the slate for me. I'll fix up his hova when he comes in again.
That's good, I guess. See you later, Emmett.
Will Joe keep racing?
I guess that's up to him.
All right, let's get a move on. Move on to where is a whole other question, but...
I found out more about Cora. It's very confusing.
Hold on to it for now. I've got something I've got to do.
Another job?
No, if you're about to give me a headache worth of data, I need a coffee first.
Oh, is this where I get to find, alright. I'm assuming this is going to be where, I'm assuming this is going to be where I find out about those food vendors. I'm assuming the little bowl of ramen is a food vendor. How dare they make me slow down in a residential zone? Don't you know who I am? Probably would have been better to stay on the, better to stay on the highway. I actually could kind of use a coffee right now, but I know that that's just gonna result in me being up all night. Sorry I didn't put this on the SSD, by the way. I probably should have. It doesn't actually take up that much space. I think it's 6 gigs, but I think the last thing I had installed... Oh, wow, this is I actually really like the variety in these different areas. I don't think I appreciated that before. But, yeah, I kind of went for the default option, not thinking. I can kind of imagine that this game, if it was released, say, like in the 1990s or something. I mean, first of all, it would be amazing. But I have to imagine, like, I've been going through Morrowind for the first time, and I have to imagine that if this game had come out in the 1990s... I mean, it's actually getting a special edition, like a box edition, so... maybe this is still a possibility, but I kind of imagine like an old version of this game, or sorry, like this game, had it existed in an earlier time, might have come with like a map of the city, which you could consult while you're going through, which I think would be kind of, would be neat. But well, it does seem like there's a walking pathway. I'm just not sure. Yeah, it looks like that's my option. So I also have a few collectibles I can pick up, so... Oh, there is a map. Neat. Okay. I will have to check it out.
Remarkable retina implants stream real-time information directly from your implants to your brain.
Are you the Dynamite Simpson?
Hey, come here a minute.
I'm busy.
Wait, I just want to talk. You're not from around here, I can tell.
Because of my dark, exotic eyes, right? Give me a break.
No, because you obviously don't realize who I am. When someone around here gets my attention, they're flattered.
You're right. I don't know who you are. Let me finish my coffee in peace, please.
I'm Dynamite Simpson. Even if you haven't heard of me, you'll have heard one of my music projects for sure.
If you say so.
Look, I'm in need of some authentic Eastern fashions for my next music video. I see that embroidery on your sleeve. Eastern Peninsula, right?
You're a music video director?
I'm a record exec, video director, entrepreneur, guitar player, social media hub, brand construction technician.
And you want my sleeve?
Not exactly. I'd like to use the floral design in the background for my next music video.
Much as your cultural appropriation of my favorite cardigan sounds tempting.
Tell me a little more about your people.
I really don't feel like it.
I bet your people enjoy my music, even there, beyond the city.
I don't think we do.
Perhaps playing my music requires technology beyond your means.
We're not savages. We're farmers. And we have our own music.
Your own music? Your own fashion? How novel. I must learn more. How could I learn about your people's music? Did you grow up playing tribal drums?
What? I grew up playing Bach.
So you're a musician.
Not anymore.
Shooting begins in 5 minutes. I'll learn more about your music, but for now, can I take a photo of that design?
If you pay me.
Perhaps, if you tell me more. What does the pattern mean?
It's a catapult. For my people, it's a gift mothers give their daughters to protect them.
From?
Predatory men.
Really? This'll be perfect in Dolly's next video.
I have one in my pocket. I brought it from home. It's dried.
Really? Might
A
I
predatory
have it?
man?
Show me the limbs.
Here, take them. You would really allow me to have this? Sell your cultural gift from your mother?
Sure, I gotta eat.
Excellent. I think this will
What?
look fantastic in Dolly's hair in the music video. Pleasure doing business with you. I must go, but we might speak again.
Goodbye.
I didn't actually want to sell that. I kind of liked the, I kind of liked the flower.
Oh no, your mother's flower. You gave it away.
Mom didn't give that to me. I found it growing near a sewage plant. I used it as a bookmark.
Does it really protect women from predatory men?
It's just a dead flower, Camus.
I absolutely love that she bamboozled that guy, but I actually liked the flower. I wanted to hang on to it no matter what. Oh, remote detonator. This looks like some sort of remote detonator. We should take this to the authorities. Who are the authorities in the city? Is there only CorpSec? We might need to take it somewhere safe. I mean, we can't just press the button, right? I mean, right? Push the button! Alright.
Hi, I found this.
That's what I say
thought
too.
I should hand it in to the authorities. Or someone who might know what to do with it.
Ma'am, what is this?
I don't know, I found it. I think it might be...
Give it to me, now.
Yes, I was just going to. I came to you.
Is this some kind of scam?
You know what? I'm just going to leave.
What does this button do?
No idea. Bye then.
Stay here. I am going to get to the bottom of this.
You go ahead. I have no idea what that button does, though, so for safety's sake, I suggest you...
Nothing happened.
Did you just press that? I literally just said...
Nothing happened again.
Stop pressing the button.
Ma'am, I'm going to ask you to step back, please.
Fine. I don't want to be around you while you press a big red button on what looks a lot like a detonator anyway.
Wait. Something happened.
It says, please don't press this button again.
A light came on. There's words on the screen.
What does it say?
I can't read it.
Let me see.
Here.
I can read this. It's Arabic.
And?
It says, please don't press this button again. I swear, that's what it says.
All right then. Well, I'd better ask my supervisor about this. Please move along, ma'am.
I'm pretty
Does
sure
your
that's...
supervisor speak Arabic?
No. Why?
No reason.
I'm pretty sure that is a reference to The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. At least that's where I got the line from. But I'm incredibly amused that that was the delivery. I'm also assuming that I need to get out of the area immediately, but I want my damn coffee. Although I'm gonna guess that I probably picked the wrong side of the tracks. Let's see what happens if I go through here. Ah. Tanya?
Excuse me, I see you sell old stuff. Do you know what this is?
Pass it here. Let's see. Oh my.
What is it? I thought maybe an old music storage.
Music? No, not at all. This is a game. An old one at that. Where did you find it?
Actually, it was near some trash.
No, I don't believe it.
So it's an antique.
Oh yes, this was played on a Spectrum home computer. 48K. You needed an interface to make the joystick work. Kempston or Protec. Otherwise you had to play on the rubber keys.
Even the words I understood in that sentence didn't make sense.
It's like this, you see. You put this tape into a tape recorder first and...
Nope, still no clue.
Long ago, information was stored on magnetic tapes. You see the strips here? These wound round playheads, or something like that. No one knows exactly how it operated now, but we can feed this into our comprehender and it gives us executable code.
So, this was a game people played on a screen?
Oh yes, it would take a long time to upload the data to memory, and the executable data itself is tiny. It's hard to comprehend how our progenitors managed to work within such strict memory constraints.
You're really into this stuff, aren't you?
I'm interested in the technology, sure, but what really fascinates me is this game. You controlled a little sprite. You walked along a street and you punched everyone you came across. We believe these old games were deeply symbolic, like Sisyphus with the rock.
So they were morality lessons?
We collectors believe so. I think every one of these classic games can teach us a lesson.
What did punching people in the street teach us?
Metaphorically, it is telling us that we cannot simply fight urban decay through physical force. You see, in this game, when you win, you start again.
So the cycle repeats.
Exactly. So through the game, we learn that the violence is entertainment, but the creator of the game seeks to tell us that violence is also pointless.
These old games were pretty deep. How did this end up lying on the street?
There's plenty of other street vendors who are collectors like me. One of them, Old Sinclair, he died last week. And you're not really allowed to own this stuff. If CorpSec catches you...
Oh, I'm sorry about Mr. Sinclair.
He was in the zone that fell into the sea last month. Can't be helped. You should keep your eye out for more of these. They may be scattered all over the city.
You'll pay me for them?
I sure will, as long as you keep it quiet. In fact, I can even show you this one if you like. It has a 2-player mode. We can punch people in the street together.
Maybe another time. Just the limbs are fine.
I'm trying to figure. I originally thought it might have been a reference to something like Grand Theft Auto, but maybe it's like, I don't know, a Double Dragon or Street Fighter or something like that. Somebody who knows classic games a little bit better can probably pick up the... I probably should have paid closer attention to that. I kind of want to see what's going on in here, but... Unreach. Oh, another. Yeah, I know the coffee's back there, by the way, if anybody's screaming at the monitor, but now that I know that these things can be picked up, I'm obsessed. I will also admit, I know that's this is such a minor thing to pay attention to. I'm a little curious how these little characters work. Like, if I were to say, I'm not going to do this on stream because that would be the most tedious thing ever, but I'm a little curious what their behavior is like. How, basically, you know, what... I guess it's an AI thing, but I don't know. I'm interested in seeing where it goes. All right, let's talk to Coffee Guy to learn about our what we're about to drink. He seems like the sort of fellow who, you know, talks about the precise measurements that you need, weight, water quality, triple filtered.
I saw you looking at me from over
Oh
there.
God, can I please leave?
I was just going to ask if this was the only coffee place in this zone. I'm from out of town, and this coffee is...
Like Hova oil?
Well, I was going to say it's below average, but yeah.
No, this is the only place. I've been coming here since I was in my teens.
You look like you're still in your teens.
It's the coffee. It's stunted my growth.
So you're actually...
75.
Well, Grandpa, it was nice to meet you.
Hey, wait up. What's your name?
I'm Rania. I drive deliveries, and I've got another job coming up, so...
Do you, want to do something?
Are you asking me on a date?
No, I mean, all right, we could just do something and see what happens.
Do something. How specific?
We could...
Come on, coffee guy. What could we do?
Bowling.
Ew.
Shooting? I know a range downtown. They let you fire the big pulse rifles.
I don't like pulse rifles, or any guns, really. They tend to get aimed at people a lot.
We only shoot targets.
I believe the humans and the targets can coexist peacefully.
What about pizza?
Better. What kind?
Artichoke and avo? From the new hipster place uptown.
Ooh, a swing and a miss. Sorry, coffee guy. Maybe some other time.
If I see you here again, I'll have thought of something you like, Rania.
We'll see.
In fairness, this guy is still probably more suave than I am.
Traffic accidents reported.
I do like the line about the. I believe targets and and humans can coexist. One thing that really interests me is the last two guys that I've talked to, I have immediately wanted to extract myself out of the conversation, and I'm fascinated by the decision not to allow me to do that.
Welcome to Neo's Neo Cafe. I'm Neo. What can I get you?
A coffee.
That's good.
$7!
Thanks for this, Neo.
Have a spectacular day.
Hello. Is that you?
Camus, why are you calling me on the comm? I'm on a coffee break here.
I have a reason.
Is the reason that you don't like being alone?
Yes, that is it. Is it okay?
It's fine. I'm glad of the company.
Why do you need the coffee?
I've never worked night shift before, Camus. Coffee creates the illusion that I'm actually still awake. You wouldn't understand. You don't sleep.
I sleep.
I guess you go offline and recompile your source code. That's a bit like sleeping.
I sleep.
Okay, I heard you. Tell me what you found out about Cora.
I found 3 different types of things about...
Camus, this data analysis and retrieval, it's not that you can't do it, it's just it's a bit dry. Why don't we let the generic automata take care of this part? You can go offline for a bit.
I'll answer in you. Quick second, Procia.
Sure.
Custom personality Camus offline. Generic automata reinstated.
All right, Mr. Personality. Tell me what we know about Cora now.
3 distinct data points of origin for Cora. 2 deprecated and accessible only via the underweb. Warning, your automata was detected accessing this information and your identity was compromised.
Shit. Well, too late to do anything about it now. Tell me what you found. Give me the official data first.
Cora is a term colloquially used by citizens of Nivalis to refer to the combination of AI and mechanical systems, which manage the logistical and maintenance systems operating throughout the city.
I knew that much. Go on.
As an anthropomorphism of a mercurial personality, it is unclear if Cora exhibits a form of sentience or sapience. Best data suggests Cora is fundamentally inconceivable by human intelligence, existing just beyond the event horizon of biological minds.
Not helpful at all. Why do people keep talking about Cora then?
Day-to-day usage of Cora in conversation invokes the term in the same way one might talk about fate, luck, or serendipity.
Example?
I checked my balance and I'm all out of credits. Cora knows where it all went.
There are 2 more data points for Cora?
Yes. One from City Archive in a defunct data pool called the Internet. Another from a paper-based text called The Exegesis, a pseudo-historical book scanned and OCR'd
I wonder if this is a reference to Philip K. Dick.
172.75 days ago.
Read me the extract of the exib whatever.
Reigning atop a hierarchy of smaller automatons, VIs, androids, and machines, Cora is the last of the 12 founders. Complex AIs that formed an advisory council for the human rulers of the city. Why did the founders fail? Did their source code encounter insurmountable logical errors? Or, worst of all, did the founders choose to abandon humanity? And if so, will Cora soon make that same choice?
What's your confidence rating on the accuracy of this information?
11.40%.
Higher than I thought. Does everyone in the city know this stuff but me?
Cora is commonly discussed, appearing in up to 0.8% of all communication, but little substantive, verifiable data exists as to its nature.
Read me the last data, the one from the internet.
Cora, computer-operated recycling agent.
That's it? I don't know how this relates to hackers or AI.
No further data available.
Make a copy of that exegesis thing to local storage, encrypted. If I get a data violation, I don't want to lose access. And bring Camus back online.
Activating custom automata personality, Camus.
Did you find out about Cora?
More or less. I don't know what I was hoping for.
Will you get food too?
Not hungry. Hey Camus, have a look at the cafe menu. Do you see all the different types?
I'm not at the cafe
if
anymore.
If you drank coffee, what type would you order?
Donut coffee?
That's not really...
Oh no. I said something dumb?
Actually, Camus, I think donut coffee sounds pretty great.
I'm actually quite fond of Camus. So to answer your question, Prosha, I'm going to assume that you're referring to the overall style of the game. I think this is just a specific aesthetic choice. If you're curious what the game looks like if you lower it, it's really more of a question of the details that go away rather than the pixels going away. If you're asking about the portraits, again, similar idea. I'm assuming that's an aesthetic choice, and in this case, it's probably to add a little bit more dynamism to the portraits that you're looking at as people talk, and also communicate or kind of give this idea of an imperfect communications medium. So yeah, my guess. Actually, I'm going to take a quick second here because I'd love to look this up. But with the exegesis. So there's a book called, I think it's Valis, that Philip K. Dick did. Sadly, I haven't read either one, but I want to take a quick second here. My guess with Cora was going to be that it was an AI that's running things because of people's sort of reference to it as kind of like a god. But I'm curious. So let me just take a quick look here and see. Nope, don't go to Google Mail, go to Google. K. Dick exegesis. Okay, The Exegesis of Philip K. Dick is this is just Wikipedia, is a 2011 nonfiction book containing the published sections of a journal kept by the science fiction writer Philip K. Dick, in which he documented and explored his religious and visionary experiences. Dick's wealth of knowledge on the subjects of philosophy, religion, and science inform the work throughout. Here we go. Yeah, so Valis stood for the Vast Active Living Intelligence System. So I'm going to skip over some of the details here. So in the following weeks, Dick experienced further visions, including a hallucinatory slideshow of abstract patterns and an information-rich beam of pink light. In the exegesis, he theorized as to the origins and the meaning of these experiences, frequently concluding that they were religious in nature. The being that originated the experiences is referred to by several names, including Zebra, God, and Vast Active Living Intelligence System. From 1974 until his death in 1982, Dick wrote the exegesis by hand in late-night writing sessions, sometimes composing as many as 150 pages in a sitting. In total, it consists of approximately 8,000 pages of notes, only a small portion of which have been published. Besides the exegesis, Dick described his visions and faith in numerous other works, including Valis, which stands for Vast Active Living Intelligence System, Radio Free Ablamuth, The Divine Invasion, The Transmigration of Timothy Archer. The last two, I think, are sequels to Valis. And in one brief passage in A Scanner Darkly, which I have actually read, and The Uncompleted An Owl in Daylight, as well as many essays and personal letters in pursuit of Valis. Selections from the Exegesis was published in 1991. So, I am going to take a quick second here and see the entry on Valis, just because I think that that is the closest connection to the AI this game's talking about. And I'd be interested in seeing if it says anything about Valis itself. Talks about Platonism, Gnosticism. There's so much interesting stuff here, but I don't think I'm going to have any tidy reference to draw it to the game. So I'm gonna leave that to myself for the next little while, and next time I play Cloudpunk, hopefully I can figure out for you whether or not it has any relevance to Philip K. Dick's hallucinations. I suppose here I could have waited a little bit to see what the next assignment was. There we go.
Driver 14FC, are you out of your Hava?
I was on a break.
There are no breaks for me or for you. Have you seen the vids?
No, why?
More accidents in Sector 21. No, Sector 23. Or is it 21?
Bombings?
Not sure. This is bad for us. We've lost more drivers this week than in the past year.
Everything okay, Control?
I don't know, kid. I don't know. What's your real name? I'm tired of numbers.
Rania.
I'm gonna look out for you, Rania. Things will get better after tonight. I promise. We just need to get through this one night.
What's your name, Control?
I'm not supposed to say.
Oh,
Goddamn.
Jesus.
Is something going wrong over there? You sound...
It's all wrong here. Maybe I'll tell you after this job.
Okay. What you got for me?
In Gallows Row, there's an old escalator called the Ascension. Someone at the base wants to surrender a package of their belongings.
Where does the escalator go?
Trust me, Rania. This job will be much easier for you if you don't ask that question again. You're looking for a guy named Gil. Oh, and one more thing.
Yeah?
Enjoy your coffee. All I got is a bottle of sake stashed in my desk drawer, and tonight, I'm having a drink. If they're not happy with that, they can fucking fire me. Cheers.
Fascinating, Control.
Yeah, so I'm assuming Cloudpunk is some kind of rebel group, or at the very least are aiding some group of ne'er-do-wells. But yeah, definitely the whole, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, what's your name? It's like, oh, I'm Rania, what's your name? Oh, I'm not going to tell you that. Yeah. Again, I like the little details. I mean, there may be nothing significant out of that after all, but I'm not going to look kindly on that exchange, or rather lack of exchange of information. Looks like I gotta head up. I will admit, it's kind of neat. So I'm wondering how much this is intentional, but I'm always just on the border of getting frustrated with the layout of the city, but I never actually cross into that point of where I'm like, oh, this stupid game, why doesn't it just let me do what I want? Like, it's kind of neat that I'm sort of getting lost in this sprawl, which is a very cyberpunk kind of a thing. But it's like it's hard, right? Like, it's the sort of thing that you associate with a lot of cyberpunk. But it's the sort of thing that if you were to put it into a game, I would say you're crazy. You're probably, you're gonna frustrate me. You're not necessarily gonna gonna make me want to continue playing. But I think they've done a good job of it. Like I've found it a little weird to navigate, but not like in a way that I think is consistent with what I think the experience is supposed to be, which I like. I don't know if Proscia is still hanging out, but if you have any other questions about why the game looks the way that it is, I should have showed you the first-person view. Cherry pie. What is your favorite pie, chat? A human hand. And I missed another... event. I do like that it looks like that character reacted to the event. So I think we're about to start Blue Velvet. This appears to be... Oh no, this is someone's hand. They're not supposed to just throw a biological limb in the garbage. And it appears to be wearing a wedding ring too. Should I keep this? I guess someone might want it back.
Hey, you interested in having your photo taken with this magnificent creature? Just 100 limbs.
No.
Wouldn't you like to know his name? He is Norman.
Hi, Norman. Is he a real bird?
Norman isn't a bird. He's a falcon.
A real one?
Well, he's not a hologram.
But is he a real falcon or is he artificial?
Ah, I understand your question now. You must think this is based on an animal. This is not. It is a unique creation. A falcon.
I've seen falcons before.
No, you must be mistaken. Perhaps you have seen a sparrow. They are very similar. You see, I specialize in chimeras.
What are chimeras?
Well, you know, there's a huge market for artificial animals, especially those that are rare or extinct. Chimeras are different. They are artificial animals which never existed, created from the imagination of man.
But I told you I've seen a real falcon.
Ah, where?
Well, they're extinct now, I guess, but I saw them all the time when I was young. I'm from the Eastern Peninsula. They would circle around the farm in the summer, until the big dust storms hit back in the year of the dragon.
Listen, lady, I need you to do me a favor.
Okay. What?
Please leave, and don't tell anyone that there are real falcons, huh?
Sure, but why does it make any difference?
When people know they're looking at something that once existed instead of something that never could, they get depressed. And sad people don't spend money.
Neat. I also rather like... So one thing I actually quite like is the sort of the life around the world. So while I was talking, there's a bot that went by and cleaned up. I'm assuming that's not scripted, but it's a nice little touch. Like, again, I like the fact that there is a world going on around me, and it feels like I'm part of something.
Are you the delivery person?
Rania, yeah, I'm to take the package.
Nerds Made Xbox. It's a really great looking game.
Limbs, holocrons, augments, everything I own. Make sure my family gets it. Just drop it in the post. I can't leave the queue or I'll lose my place.
Are you sure about this?
Yeah, a chance to see the spire. I gotta take the shot. I get to go above the clouds.
Is it safe?
Sure, yeah. Of course.
Okay then. Good luck, I guess.
Hey, thanks. Maybe I'll see you around.
Maybe.
So this game was released in April of this year, and the first person... Oh, you know what? We're not high enough to see the really crazy clouds. But I will show you the first person of the vehicle when I get a chance.
Hey, Rania, you met that guy going on the Ascension? Is he really going through with it?
He says the Ascension takes him to the spire.
It sure does. And no further.
What do you mean?
It's an escalator to nowhere. It just ends.
Then what?
Well, then he falls a few miles down into the sea.
Who would build an escalator that goes nowhere?
You think everything in the city is logical? Look around, Rania. None of this makes sense. The city AI has gone mad.
He said it was safe.
Before he gave you all his possessions?
He knew?
He knew.
I don't get it.
Oh no, that's what happened to the parents of that guy.
You've got that memory. I've never seen the sky. I can live without it. But imagine you'd seen it just once. What would you do to see it again?
How's the sake control?
You don't drink, right? You should try it sometime, Rania. When things are going wrong, it's a great way to keep yourself trapped in the long right now.
Are you a poet now, Control?
You know it.
What should I do with his possessions?
Well, he stiffed us on the bill. His payment was rejected. So if you got anything from him, you should return it to a Cloudpunk delivery chute nearby to cover his debt.
What about his family?
Let me make this as clear as I can, Rania. I don't know if he gave you something or if he gave you nothing. But I knew if he gave you something, I'd have to tell you to return it to Cloudpunk HQ. Control out.
Uh-huh.
He sounded different. Are we going to take Gil's things back to Cloudpunk HQ?
Well, everything's packaged and postmarked. So, if we drop them at the mail office, they'd get back to his family and Cloudpunk would never know.
But maybe it would be good for us to give it to Cloudpunk? And if we broke the rules, we could get in trouble. Or get Mr. Control in trouble.
Quiet for now, Camus. I have to think.
More moral dilemmas. This one I actually feel like I want to send. So, I mean, the parents did talk about how they were going onto a colony, so there is the possibility that they didn't just do the suicide elevator, but there definitely is an uncomfortable parallel with this. I don't know. I feel like this guy's family deserves his belongings. I'm not crazy about him not paying for it, but his family can decide to cover the debt if they want. This probably is not where I need to be, but let's do the best that we can, and I'll take the opportunity to pick up some goodies while I'm at it. Do I really want to talk to a gang member right now? Maybe I'll drop off the goods before. I'm sure he'll still be around. Anyway, sorry guys, I did put the Steam link inside there. Just a reminder, the developer was kind enough to give me a press key to cover the game, and there are very few reasons for developers to do that after the game first comes out, because, let's face it, I'm not exactly going to be the hugest draw for this kind of material. So if you are interested in picking up the game, I don't necessarily think it's all that high of a price. It's about $20 Canadian. If that is something that will sort of put you at loose ends, I highly recommend wishlisting it, because obviously that is a way that the developer can let you know when they've put the game on a sale, and they don't need to pay some. So the reason why I recommend things like wishlists and that is that if you go on a developer's mailing list, something like MailChimp, if they use something like MailChimp, they're going to have to pay to reach out to you. And then, of course, there is the possibility that you may not be compelled by their price, and so essentially they've paid to inform you about something that you don't take action on. If you do that through Steam, Steam is going to pay for the delivery. And so as a result, I think, I'd rather... Valve has lots of money, so I would rather Valve cover the cost of... they're blocking me. Neat. I'd rather Valve pay the cost of informing you about a good deal rather than the developer going out of pocket to try and let you know about a sale. But either way, I don't think there was anything. Usually they'll say if they want you to say something, so that was that GOG stream that I did. This one, I'm trying to do my best to encourage you to support developers that make stuff that you like if you are so inclined. Did I miss another? No. I keep missing the city falling apart.
can't do it, Camus. I can't give away Gil's final possessions to settle his debts.
Will we get in trouble?
I don't care.
All right, Control.
Hey, Randy, are you there?
Yeah? You don't sound good, Control.
Well, I'm fine. If I could just sleep. I used to be able to sleep, you know.
Are you sure you're okay?
What is wrong with him?
I think he said some drinks.
He sounds strange, like he is confused.
Broadcasting nav point. Collect the package, 14FC. Get on with it.
Who from? Where am I going?
Always questions from you. Just do your goddamn job. Control out.
Interesting. I'm trying to figure out if that's because I didn't follow the order or because something else is going on. Hello, Mr. Murderer.
Hey, come here a minute.
Why?
We want to talk to you.
So talk.
What do you do?
Delivery driver?
You're Cloudpunk, right? So you must be thinking you're pretty badass.
If you say so.
Why you be nice to her? She delivers to the Spire. She don't respect us.
Show me something to respect, then.
You're sassy, acting like you weren't afraid of us.
I ain't.
She don't know who she's talking to, Razor. She don't know how you got that name.
Razor? Are you a shaving robot?
You don't gotta take that from her type, Razor. You gotta do something.
Nah, I like her. She's got a big mouth like me.
So you're both part of Block 40, right?
You heard of us?
I heard there's an android gang I should avoid.
That's good advice. You don't want to get in our way.
Why do you get such a bad reputation?
We do a lot of things we ain't supposed to.
Robbing people?
Nah, much worse.
Urban renewal, bitch. Oh, yeah.
Wait, what? Urban renewal?
Yeah, community projects. Planting gardens on corporate waste ground. Turning old factories into playgrounds. Real hardcore shit.
Oh, I love this.
I mean, no, I don't get it at all.
There ain't nothing in Nivalis that will get you in more trouble than fucking with corporate property. We would be safer if we were straight murdering fools.
Well, good luck, I guess. That sounds like a worthwhile thing for a gang to do. I just figured gangs in Nivalis were a bit more...
You assumed wrong, but that's alright. We ain't surprised they talk shit about us.
Well, I won't. I hope you two never get caught.
Fuck yeah! You was right, Razor. She's alright.
You stay loose, Cloudpunk. We see you later.
There's a couple things I like about that exchange. One, it's really neat to sort of see the shift in power. So you have this start. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't talk to them that way. But it's kind of neat that once... so basically, you start off, she is communicating that she is not intimidated or all that interested in these people. But once she's established that, she kind of throws them a bone. It's, you know, yeah, you know, I've heard of you guys. I hear I'm supposed to avoid you. What I particularly love about this, though, is the ultimate act of rebellion is to plant a garden in this world. I think that's cute.
Hey, Block 40, are you still fighting the system?
Hey, it's Cloudpunk. Damn right we are.
We're fucking this shit up.
How exactly are you fucking this shit up?
We're making a motherfucking playground, dog.
You know, I don't think I've ever heard any other gangs that talk quite like you do.
What's the matter, Cloudpunk? Our speed's too fresh for ya?
No. Did you watch a lot of old movies, maybe?
It ain't about what we say we're gonna do. It's about what we do and how we do it.
I guess so. I can't believe you're making a playground.
The corps don't want the kids playing no more. We ain't gonna let them take our swings.
You got a problem with that, Cloudpunk?
With you making a playground for kids? No, I think it's kind of amazing.
You hear that, Razor? She thinks I'm amazing.
You're all right, Cloudpunk. You ever get yourself a small human, you bring them here to play in the swings.
The thing that I'm a little curious about is because it's an android gang, I'm wondering if this is just their programming going off. So for them, the ultimate act of rebellion is to do a playground, or if this is legitimately them sort of understanding the system and basically kind of understanding exactly what a sort of a defiant action is like, because it can go both ways. I wonder if we'll run into humans that do the same. I notice I crash a bit less when I go low, so. So it looks like we're heading up. Hopefully I'll get a chance to show you all the sky. I can't go up. But yes, the night sky is there, so for those of you who like the art style, get a good grip on yourself next time I get out of the car. I'm really liking the soundtrack too. I know, again, I got to figure out what the special song that was made for this is. But even on its own, like, again, just the overall environment, the feeling, and the sounds, the dialogue, the art style, it all really works. Okay, looks like this one's going to be a little bit less of a struggle. At the very least, I see some tasty goodies I can pick up. Okay, so the package seems to be at a higher level. Oh, so is the... Alright, where does this take me? Well, that's lower, but the item I need to pick up seems to be on the same level here, so... Mrs. Octavius Butler.
I'm the delivery driver. I'm here to pick up something.
Yes, you're here to take our original corbeille.
Huh?
It's a painting, dear. You'll be taking me and Mr. Butler, too.
I don't think I'm supposed to take passengers.
What is all this nonsense? Mr. Octavius Butler, this was all supposed to be arranged. Didn't you tell the company that we simply can't let this painting out of our sight?
I did, my love, I did. There must be some confusion. I'm sure our young driver friend will consent to take us. It won't be a problem, and we'd hate to raise a complaint. Is that not right, young miss?
I guess so.
Let's be going, then. I want to see our new apartment as soon as possible. Apparently, Trisha and the Joneses have moved in next door already. And I don't want her spreading gossip about our new home and how it still smells like smoked fish.
Oh, it didn't even... I was gonna go pick up that item.
Oh my, this is cozy. I've never been in a vehicle like this. Very retro.
I agree. Very nice indeed. Do you understand us, young lady, or should we speak slower?
I understand fine.
Where's the eject button?
Dear, you must be very curious, are you not? How a woman like me and an android like Mr. Octavius Butler met.
Nope.
Sure.
You met through... this one.
Well, I can tell from your accent that you're not from the city, but we're quite enlightened here, you know. Isn't that right, Mr. Octavius Butler?
That's right, my love.
Some might say that Mr. Octavius Butler is human passing, but I don't care about that. I love him for who he is inside, not what his outer skin is made of.
Sorry, I promised to show you the sky. When I drop these folks off, we should still get a good view of it.
It's a polymer plastic.
Oh, you are hilarious. What was I saying? Oh, yes, we met at a charity fundraiser. We both work for Life Corp. I'm in HR, and Mr. Octavius Butler is in acquisitions. We had executive offices next door. We started meeting for coffee, and one thing led to another.
Wow.
And now, just a week until our 5th anniversary, we're on our way to our new home. Aren't you happy for us?
Yeah, definitely.
We're suddenly happier than the family that's moving out.
Oh, don't start all that again. This area is up and coming now. The people living there couldn't afford it, and they wouldn't fit in either. With hyper-gentrification, they're forced out instantly.
Sorry, I keep stepping on the dialogue that way. I'll see if I can move it to the SSD for the next time I cover this.
Instead of being pushed out over months and years...
It's the humane kind of gentrification.
It's a short, sharp shock, but it's for the best for everyone. People who argue against free markets don't really believe in freedom.
All right, Milton,
What
pack it
freedom
away.
does this bring to the people who can't plan for a future?
That's just life in Nivalis. If you don't like it, go live somewhere else. Not everyone is suited for life in the city.
Some people need to live here.
Well, maybe in the nice places, but who needs to live in the filth of the Marrow? No one stays there without good reason. And the reason is they all dream of getting rich with some scheme or other to make their way up to the spire.
I'm just gonna
That's the
hear this
Nivalis
terrible
dream.
person to the
Our
end and then
society
we'll
has
bark.
a million slots, and each must be filled. Every time someone moves up a peg, someone fills in the gap behind them.
And every time someone at the bottom slips, where do they go? I read in the holocrons yesterday that the most common food in the Marrow is now roach meat kebabs, noodles with rat.
Those kinds of people love street food. No offense, dear.
None taken. I love a maggot pizza. We're almost at our destination.
Splendid.
You see, Mr. Octavius Butler? Look at this fabulous place. Different and together, but separate. That's how we exist together in this city without all the systems breaking down.
That's what they used to say about androids, you know.
Oh, don't hearken back to your revolutionary days again. You have rights now, just like humans. Androids are just a part of society, low and high. We're all the same, you know.
As long as we all have the same bank balance.
Well, you're welcome to give away all your money to the orphans and the rat children. You can come and stay in my penthouse as long as you take off your shoes and have a shower before you touch me.
Very generous of you, my love.
Have either of you ever actually been to the Marrow?
Oh, heavens no, dear. I have family in the Spire, and Mr. Octavius Butler is from a very distinguished line of
The deluxe
androids.
model.
He's descended from the very first Cora models.
Oh, hello.
Wait, what does that mean?
He's a
Why do you
demigod.
mention Cora?
It's just a saying, isn't it, Mr. Octavius Butler?
In a way.
It means he's refined, dear, just like me. We have no prejudice here. We're very enlightened people in the city, you know.
Yeah, you said that before.
Do you think the family will still be there when we arrive?
I shouldn't think so. 2 hours of rent at peak rate and they'd be bankrupt. I'm sure they're long gone, either moved on or forced out by Corpsec for violating their lease.
I bet they'll be somewhere nice. Not everyone ends up in the Marrow, you know.
Maybe one day they'll seize the means of production down there.
Oh, you are witty. The production of mold burgers and rat salad. No offense, dear.
Yeah, none taken.
Thank you for getting us to our destination, driver. It's been fun to drive in a vehicle that's much more rustic than our limo. Our painting made it here safely, too. And what a lovely neighborhood.
quite so.
I mean, obviously, I listened to this to the very end. I will admit, I think that one went on a little too long. I promised a view of the sky, so look at that. That's, I think it partially because of the sort of the voxel or pixel art style. To look at something like that is really special. But I don't know if any of you've seen the HBO show Succession. But I think it's in the second season, there is this episode called Turn Haven. And basically, so if you haven't seen Succession, it's kind of this fictionalized account of what was happening in the Aurora Borealis. It actually kind of reminds me of my iPhone background too. I have the cloudy material. Anyways, in Turnhaven, so basically Succession is this fictionalized account of the Murdoch family. Rupert Murdoch, owner of News Corp, which is, Fox News. And there was sort of this, a whole bunch of, there were a number of rumors that were going on about some shifts in terms of the family, who was taking over certain divisions, who was sort of out of favor, concerns about Murdoch's health and whatnot. Brian Cox is it Brian Cox? Well, I hope I got the name right. He does an incredibly good job as the sort of the patriarch. But when you think about this, right, like if I tell you this TV show has a bunch of people who are sort of based on the family that owns News Corp, you're probably going to have an idea of what kind of people these are. But what's great about this episode, Turnhaven, basically the family wants to buy this other newspaper, or this other news organization, which is owned by the Pierce family, who I think are kind of intended to be maybe I think it is the Sulzbergers who own the New York Times. There's another family, maybe the Graham family, who own the Washington Post. There's another one I'm trying to think of that I can't come to mind. But you hear about them a lot of the time, and you've seen what just absolute bastards the Roy family. The Roy family is kind of the Murdochs in this world. And then you meet the Pierces, and they are very liberal, but they are arguably worse than the Roy. Like, the thing that is so great about that episode is that, even if your politics are a little bit more on the center or the left, you see these people and you just hate them. Like, you want to be spending more time with the Murdoch family after that. Now, obviously, the character that we just met is, when she's busy talking about, well, everybody has their pays to play, and, they're the people in the lower level. It's just because they want to come up there and be like us. You can't interrupt free markets. Very clearly, she is not going to be, she's not going to be someone who you'd see with very progressive ideals. But she reminded me a lot of it. Just this really ostentatious display of how open-minded and how well-bred she is. And I don't. Again, if you haven't seen it, it's actually a pretty good show, but it definitely made me think of the Pierce family as soon as I saw it. I'm sorry that all of my references are movies and TV shows, but I'm a product of the times. Rare video game disc, a piece of plastic with a label that is barely legible. I'm pretty sure that this is a video game too, but it's a floppy. I guess it could be made out of magnetic tape, like the other one, although this is flat. It's called Darkmare. I wonder if that was really the best name they could come up with. I don't know old video games well enough to know what Darkmare might be. Oh, there looks like there's an item in there. Anyways, yeah, the writing on this. So, I mean, for those of you who are curious about this game, I think the description of it as an adventure game is not a bad one. I'm going through this world. This world looks, sounds, and just generally is interesting enough. And I'm learning more about the city as I'm interacting with each of its with each of his characters, and maybe getting a bit of an idea about what fate kind of befalls my character if I start following my conscience too much. It's not one where I'm going to be, diving off of these catwalks with 2 guns in the air. But I'm really enjoying sort of going through and exploring this world. It's a really beautiful game, and I mean it's delivering on the promise, right? I'm having a really soothing time exploring this world and seeing what it's like.
God, this is why I'm not a taxi driver.
I didn't like them.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I don't think they would like automata or dogs.
Or anyone poorer than them, less educated, less well-connected, less stuck up. Different in any way.
But one of them was an android.
I know, Camus.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Did you really eat maggot pizza?
No, Camus. I was playing along.
Oh, a joke. I laugh at them.
Me too. It's all we can do.
So... It is very quiet. It makes me nervous.
We can listen to the ad streams if you like.
Are they interesting?
Sure, if you want to learn all about everything we can never afford.
What about music?
No thanks. We can check the weather feed if you like.
You can't afford
music.
music.
If you want it, I can put it on.
Fine, but we're not tuning into any of the Corp music feeds. They're all ads and Corp-approved pop stars. They sound so empty. Hollow.
How do we find other feeds? I only know about Corp channels.
The radio, Camus.
The what?
An electromagnetic wave of a frequency between about 300 kilohertz and 300 megahertz. You can tune that in, right?
Yes, I have found it. I'm hearing it now. How strange.
It's the easiest way to broadcast without the Corps shutting you down. They've been playing music with radio waves for thousands of years, you know.
How did you know?
Mom told me if I ever visited Nivalis, I should tune into the pirate radio. She said it was the only good thing about the city. Go ahead, play something over the speakers.
What about this?
I like it. Maybe something a bit more relaxed, though.
I know this one. I like the bit that goes ba ba ba.
Yeah, it's nice, Camus, but let's see what else there is.
Oh, what about this?
Do we know who this is?
No, it is radio.
Right, sorry. Dumb question.
Do you like this one more? I like this one.
I like it too, but keep searching.
There is one more.
Yes, this is perfect. Mom would have liked this.
We have a new job coming in.
From Control? He normally calls.
The checksum confirms it's Cloudpunk. I have a nav point.
Let's go then.
Alright, I'm interested in the fact that we're getting... So, ever since we revealed our name, we're getting more distant with our controller. Yeah, the idea, listen to the ad streams, I'm like, oh god. So, like, the whole thing, obviously everybody knows about advertising, but, like, one of the reasons why I hate annoying advertising is the contract is, I get this free entertainment, so you can sell me stuff. And given the fact that my attention is sort of being pulled in all these different directions, even by the other advertising, generally ads actually need to somehow entertain or otherwise catch me. But of course, in the Cloudpunk world, it's been, it's been reduced completely to essentially content-free streaming. Again, I like the details. I also realize none of you required that to be unpacked, but I don't know. Like I said, there's not a lot of fat on the writing on this, and it's really fun to learn a little bit more about the world and its inhabitants. I just wish they would have kept the Beethoven. I'm assuming this is specifically further away so they can get the mileage out of this song. It's a good one. For those of you, I promised a first-person view. I'm probably a worse driver this way, but sure is pretty. This is the V key, by the way, if you're looking to get this view and you own the game. I'm close to my destination, so I find the third-person view a little bit easier to find the spot. Oh, looks like we're heading up, actually. I should also say too, I'm liking a lot of the little names for things. So obviously, like there was the Hobbs reference in there a bit earlier. Again, there's only so many times I can reference the writing, but it's nice that there's sort of a feast. I mean, so I only know of the details that I've caught. I suspect there's a lot. I mean, so everything from Hitchhiker's Guide to Philosophers to there's a lot going on in here. But I also suspect there's a bunch that I haven't picked up yet, just because I'm a moron. I haven't read enough. Interesting. So I guess they don't let me do intermediate repair. Oh no, there it is. I'm also curious, so we had plasteel bumpers. With these plasteel bumpers, we might put more dents. Okay, so I'm assuming it's just my possession of it that makes the difference. Oh yeah, sorry, the other thing that I forgot to mention was the idea of hourly rent. As soon as they said that line, I got very angry, but also I liked that I knew I was playing a good game. I think probably one of the things that I like the most is the game does a wonderful job of just stacking multiple outrageous concepts on top of each other. That makes it worthwhile. Okay, I'm gonna push ahead. Oh wow, this is beautiful. Okay, there's definitely not going to be parking in this area, but... And of course, I mean, it makes sense, right? I think this is the highest we've been in the city, but it's impressive.
Looks like I'll have to go on foot. It's pretty far from a parking bay.
I will stay here and play the waiting game.
What's the waiting game?
I guess how long it takes for me to get bored. Then, when I get bored, I start the game again.
Right. I'll try to be quick.
Hello, Susie Hark.
Hello? Oh my god! Who are you?
Didn't say Cora.
I haven't seen you here before. Come and speak to me.
Why are you shouting so much?
I'm not shouting! Not really. I could shout if you want. I just want to talk to you.
Fine, just keep it down. Who are you?
Oh my god, I'm Susie, and I love meeting new people. I'm so happy right now. I live for this.
You live for talking to strangers?
Yes. You know introverts and extroverts. You're an introvert, right?
There's no such thing. It's all just nonsense, like star signs or blood types.
But some people like to be more outgoing and meet new people. And some people like to stay home and read.
Everybody likes those things at different times. That's just being alive.
Well, I don't agree. You know extroverts? Well, I'm an extrovert. I was quiet and shy, but I got a neural mod that makes me super confident. Now, I can't stop meeting new people.
That sounds awful.
I can't stop.
Well, I mean, maybe I could help. I could...
I'm sorry, this is really dull. I need to talk to someone new. Could you move along, please?
It's kind of neat. So it looks like there's an achievement sort of associated with each new character that you meet. That's horrifying and wonderful. I don't know. What do you guys prefer? Do you prefer the third? So the thing is like the character looks like the characters look really neat. So there is something about being able to see. I don't feel the kind of detachment that people talk about when I play a third-person perspective game. But on the other hand, like, so the one thing that I find, kind of difference between the two perspectives. So here, I get a sense of place. But the one thing that does occasionally make me want to take the first-person perspective is that this is the sort of thing that I think you see in a lot of cyberpunk, right? Aspirational, you're looking up, you're seeing how your betters are living and such. And the third-person perspective doesn't always enable that. Like, I suppose I could try and do, like, the power angle. Look at me and how I have just conquered my enemy. But even then, you can't necessarily really go that low. I just think there's something about this that is very cyberpunk. So maybe this is the elevator AI talking or complaining. Looks like I still gotta go up. Actually, now I'm kind of wondering how long it took them to make this city. It feels enormous. Oh, there's like a person under there? I'll check it out next time I do like the idea of AI complaining about their job.
I am being stolen.
Camus, did you get bored?
No, it is true. I am being stolen.
Shit, really? Lock the doors.
They are already inside.
Tell them to get out. Threaten them. Pretend you have an anti-theft subroutine.
They can hear you.
Why am I on speaker? Camus!
I am taking off. I am frightened.
Deactivate the Hava.
Can't. Hacked.
Hava, Automata, eject custom personality Camus data drive.
Eject? What if I fall into the ocean?
Then you'll float, I think.
You think? What if I get...
Damn it! Eject Camus data drive, now!
Drive deactivated and ejected.
Camus? Camus! Shit. Think, Rania, think. The drive. It should be registered to me. I can track it on my comm.
How am I gonna do that? I wasn't expecting this turn. This is I think because you spend so much time in the vehicle, I never really thought that I'd ever have to deal with a theft. That's a really neat twist. All right. Hopefully I can get my dog. Oh, I think I see the elevator operator now.
Are you experiencing heartache, depression, apathy, maybe to find a need? Then check out this season's best-selling emotional immunization.
Damn it, Camus, I'm sorry. I'm gonna try to dry you off, I guess. You can't talk to me right now. You probably can't even hear me. But if you can, I'm going to fix this. This isn't going to be a pleasant phone call. Control? Control, can you hear me?
I read you, kid. You okay?
Yeah. No. Look, I have some bad news.
You lost the Hava?
Yes. How did you...
We track it. Listen, this one ain't on you, kid. Don't sweat it. Happens all the time.
What? Seriously?
Hava jacking? Oh yeah. Surprised it hasn't happened already.
So, am I fired or not?
Kid, we got insurance. You weren't hurt. But more important, you didn't lose a package.
But what do I do without a Hava?
I'm not gonna lie. We got a pretty generous repair-replace policy. I'm not saying We're happy when some slum ganger steals a Hava that's 2 months over its predicted expiry date. Well, actually, I am gonna say it because it's true.
Past its expiry date? How much of a junker was I driving?
Hey, don't worry about it, kid. It got pinched before it fell out of the sky. Best outcome for everyone.
Not for me. Not for my... What the hell am I supposed to do now?
Relax. You're real close to one of our suppliers. I'm sending a nav point for Grimm's Hava Mall. You ain't gonna find a Spire limousine from old Grimm, but any Hava he has will be better than what you were in before. Choose anything you want. On us. Just tell Grimm that Cloudpunk sent you. Control out.
Hold on, Camus. I'll get you back as soon as I can.
Alright. I'm actually getting close to the time that I normally wrap up, so I am gonna get a new vehicle, and then I think we'll call it there. But I think it's very easy to say I really like this game, and I'm very glad that that they gave me a key for it. Because I don't think I would have tried it had I not wanted to stream it, and I really would have missed out. All right, let's take a quick before we go. This is an important decision. I sometimes get the impression that I should be able to like click on and read these things, but I don't think the game has ever given me a chance to actually read other than the inventory. I'm also going to assume as soon as I say that I come from Cloudpunk, he's going to give me the worst possible option.
Hey, how you doing? You looking good. Windy out there? That's just how your hair looks. Beautiful. Now, I got a brand new open-top Malichka for you. I know what you read about them, but it's all wrong. These models don't go on fire half as much as people say. We got customer reviews up in the high 3s on this one. What I want to know from you is what are your reasons for not buying this Hova? You got none, right? I'm gonna put you down for one, and I even got a discount for you because I love you people from out in the East. You know, with the music and that funny thing you do with the chanting. Beautiful. You're gonna love this one, unless you want something more upmarket. In that case, I got you.
I'm from Cloudpunk. You're supposed to give me whatever I want.
Jeez, lady, why didn't you say? I was using my best pitch on you.
Oh, it shows.
Have a look around. Then when you decide, just hop in. Cloudpunk pays me either way. So if you'll excuse me, I got real customers to deal with.
Yeah, thanks for all your help.
So, I mean, I'm looking at this. This isn't the sort of car I'd normally go for, but... This game took you a bit over 10 hours to complete over a few days. Cool. I mean, I talk a lot, so I suspect probably my... I mean, I tend to take a quick look at what people's playtime on some of this stuff is. So I was definitely expecting it would be over a few streams, but I also don't think that that's a bad feature at all. Yeah, so I'll admit I'm actually having a harder time with this. So it's either this is a lot of car. This for some reason doesn't speak to me in the same way. This one, or that one. I think the yellow cab is a multi. Are you talking about Fifth Element? It could be. Let's go for something
I am your new Hava automata. Please say your name, sir.
Install new automata custom personality. I have it on a data drive.
That will be 1,500 limbs for activation.
Charge it to Cloudpunk. How long will it take to... Camus, are you okay?
Yes. What happened? I was stolen.
We bailed you out on the data drive, and I found you in a puddle. Then Cloudpunk sprung for a new Hava.
It feels different, bigger. I can think more clearly. This is...
Ooh, this is faster.
This is an improvement.
Seems like it. I thought it would take a while to activate you. Did it feel like you were gone long?
Everything was black and I was floating. It was quiet.
Well, I'm glad you're back.
Me too. Being bored is better than being stolen. I wanted to ask a question.
What is it?
What happened to Mom?
You've been offline for a while, Camus. Mom isn't around anymore. Do you really want to know what happened?
Will it make me sad?
Yes.
Being a car is fun, but I am excited to get a new frame. Do I have to be a dog again?
Well, you don't have to be. You could be a cat.
Oh no.
I thought you would say that.
What about another animal? A bear or beep, beep?
Why are you beeping?
We are being called in by Cloudpunk for a HOVA overhaul.
I thought Control said we could choose any HOVA we wanted. Are they checking up on us?
I don't know. Beep. But we have a nav point and beep. The beeping is not stopping.
Fine. Let's just get to the nav point.
Okay, I'm sorry to keep it so close to the wire, but this actually seems like a good spot to, this seems like a good spot to leave it before before I have to do the next mission. I was hoping it would take me to the title screen, so I will reopen the game really quickly just so you can look at that. I also don't know if there's a credits on the front, but so for those of you who are coming in later, I will just say, so I've put the Steam link in a few times. I was not asked to do so. This is just because I'm actually enjoying this even more than I thought I would. And so, okay, so it looks like, I'm going to guess that I get to see the credits after, I'm guessing I get to see the credits after the game is done. One way or the other, yeah. This I thought was tremendously enjoyable. I will admit, so the usual for the stream are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday is strategy game, Paradox, although that will probably be changing soon. So we're going through Age of Wonders Planetfall, and of course there is the new DLC coming out for that fairly soon, so that'll probably be what we're up to. Wednesdays and Fridays have been for Mass Effect lately, and but I did really want to make sure that I did Cloudpunk, particularly now, because I figured everybody could probably stand for a bit of a break and something a little bit more relaxed. Oh, Louis, do you have a link for the Cloudpunk Discord? I'm sure there's more than a few people in here who would love to check that out if you do have it. If not, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find them. When I tweeted out the cast, I did put a link to the developer, so if you'd like to follow them on that, assuming that you see my tweet, you'll be able to check them out there as well. But yeah, so I mean, I had an idea about what this game was, but it's really well done. I think, as Mad King Brutus had pointed out, thank you very much for that, Louis. And for those of you who do not have the benefit of Twitch chat, Louis' link was https://discord.gg/cloudpunk, CLOUDPUNK. I'm sure if you put that in the, there's a join in Discord, there's usually a join server option. You can put a link inside that. I'm pretty sure if you put it in there. I also suspect the search feature will probably put it up because, well, it's the game name. Anyways, I have every intention of coming back to this game as soon as I can. So, best way to know when I will be doing it would be Twitter. I try to sort of, when I know what I'm doing, you'll know what I'm doing on there. But otherwise, if you are not already, feel free to follow the channel, and it will give you a notification when I'm live. But please do keep in mind that I have got a couple of games on my plate right now, so I need to jostle them off of the list before I'm able to really dedicate to Cloudpunk. Please do believe me, though, when I say that I'm very interested in continuing this journey. If you're interested in picking up the game, it's currently $21.99 Canadian, or whatever your regional equivalent is. There's a soundtrack version. You can hear the soundtrack here. $30.13. The soundtrack on its own is $11.49, so you get basically 10% off for getting the bundle. And either if you don't have the means, or if you don't think that that price point is what you want this kind of experience at, I do recommend that you still wishlist the game, because, as I said, the best way for a developer to reach out to you, let you know what's going on as far as sales are concerned. Steam will send out the email on their dime, whereas if you if you follow the still follow developers' mailing lists and stuff like that, but it's probably the most reliable way that you will find out about sales and whatnot. If you'll give me a quick second here, I'm going to see what's going on. So sadly, I will let you know that there is another streamer doing Cloudpunk right now. Unfortunately, they are a Korean streamer, and so I'm not quite sure how well it's going to translate in terms of broadcast. It's a beautiful game, so you'll get it, enjoy it. But if you want to watch more Cloudpunk, you can click on that link there, and you'll see the other streamer. We actually have a few options here, so I know I did a bunch of shout-outs before, so we've got Azure Wind is streaming right now. I think he usually winds up around this time. He's doing Risk of Rain 2. He normally does a lot of strategy games. Excellent XCOM 2 player. We've got Johnny Big Time, who's currently playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Johnny is one of my favorite streamers on Twitch. Night Valian, who was in chat, is now on Trine, so you can catch him there. But I don't always get a chance to raid Fruit Melody when she was in chat as well. I don't always get a chance to raid her while she's playing a game, so I am going to raid Fruit Melody. She is currently playing Phantasmophobia, which I understand is one of the hot new things. So if you haven't, if that's not your cup of tea, I do recommend any one of those other streamers. Azure Wind, again, really good with strategy, but currently playing Risk of Rain 2. Johnny's currently doing Call of Duty Modern Warfare, probably the Warzone, and Night Valian is on the third Trine game. He's been going through that series really quickly. Please do treat Fruit Melody well. I think she's a wonderful streamer, and I feel very safe handing off to her. Thank you very much for all of you for watching. I'll see some of you tomorrow for more Mass Effect, and for the rest of you, I will do Cloudpunk as soon as I can.